Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Hydragons Breath Bow Wow, welcoming you back to another Archon's Adventures, the Kings of Undermountain. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from our little one-week hiatus to get a lot of things done. Our players are here, and one of them would be more than happy to give you a recap of 2 weeks ago's last session.
Thank you. Last time on Kings of Undermountain, the party went exploring further into the depths of the Grey Zone. After a short while, we came across some signs written in broken common threatening outsiders of a certain dark elven persuasion. Thereafter, we found Sandpit Town, a small settlement of Asami, smaller lizard folk who inhabit this land within the Grey Zone. The town comprised of about 50 people with some notable amenities. There was a smithy that interested both Thorn and me, with much of the weaponry found within reminiscent of a drow design. Then our friend Ilric met the Great Sokolov, a Shedu found within the town, and after some time talking with our dear kobold friend, left. And that is where we left off.
And so we come back into the Grey Zone, just barely scraping the depths of the Utgardi Mountains and the glorious Isle of Mistmore. I would just like to say a little bit of an update for our character details here. We have, once again, our references for Jamie, our buddy, our snake friend, for one of our new NPCs, Morta, who we may get to this session, we may not, and also some updated Shala art, which I'm very happy for. I am going to be updating some more character arts as we move onward. Perhaps when we hit the 50% mark, I may go and get some more detailed artwork done for these folks, but that is also based upon character. So, as we all come back in, we are in the Sandpit Town interior. Now, the evening is getting on, and as I remember, those of you who are inside of the town, and that would be, if I remember correctly, Salem, and then Salem I know is inside, our cleric is outside, our fighter is inside, right? Okay, we have, who's inside right now? Sound off, my apologies. I'm getting mixed up already.
I'm inside the town.
Okay, so that makes me. Salem, Ilric, both inside the town. Obviously, Thorin is inside the town. Judas, did you end up getting in?
I thought we left the town at the end of last session.
We had just gotten in, and it was evening about, so we hadn't... Did we decide whether or not we wanted to spend the evening inside of town or outside of town? I believe we said, like, we go back down the tunnel and then we make our camp there? Was that the agreement from last session? Okay, that's perfectly fine.
Sounds about right to me, especially if Daniel can't get in, right? Or sorry, Mallow. Or wait.
Yeah, Mallow.
Yeah, so Mallow can't get in, and I believe one other person stayed with him out of pity, or no?
No.
Okay.
Was it Thor or Judas?
No, it was nobody. Nobody stayed with Mallow. All right.
Oh, shit.
I could have sworn that me and Mallow were interacted at the end of last session, so I had left.
Yeah, it was Judas and
it was one other person.
I was basically apologizing, saying, "Hey, I tried to get Salem for free."
Yeah, of course. That's perfectly fine. So, as you guys have headed out of Sandpit Town, you have made your way back into the Grey Zone itself, which, if I can actually get to the correct slide for once. Grey Zone. Alright, so as you guys... Oh my goodness. As you guys find your way back into the Grey Zone, is there anything that you're doing this morning that is of major concern? Any prep work that we need to do? You aren't at the end of your rations, but you guys pretty much figure that the 6 days almost, or now almost a week that you guys will have had to spend down here from 2 days getting down to the level of the Grey Zone, 3 days of exploration, and then an additional 2 days of trying to get back up out of the Grey Zone. A whole week spent underground is quite a bit for those of you, I'd imagine, like, well, probably mostly like Judas, who spent most of their time on the surface world.
I do still have more rations if anybody needs.
Yeah, we're going to probably get to the end of it because we've been down here. Yeah, you said a week, so
yeah, in character if we could. My apologies.
To do one thing, mainly sorry. I do want to have Mallow do one thing.
Go right ahead.
Basically, he's going to go away from the group for about an hour or two and pray again.
Alrighty. And what exactly are you praying?
Mainly out of habit, but a decent chunk of it is also just wondering. Is basically asking the question again of, hey Helm, are you okay with this? I don't know if this is heresy. At least the whole like working with another god kind of thing.
Okay. Heresy and working with another god. Sure. Roll me your D100. Let's see what the recognition says for you.
Okay.
84. Again, it's pretty much silent. You are pretty far from any level of Helm's direct intervention. You've never seen any of Helm's signs, necessarily. I mean, maybe you've heard some general references. You've definitely met people who say that they've been touched by Helm, or Helm has spoken to them 100%. But here in the darkness, as you wake up in the cold and the damp and the misery that is this place so far from your ancestral home, there's not much speaking to you out of the darkness other than the sound of chittering bugs and the sound of groaning companions as people wake up from yet another night of sleeping on this god misbegotten stone floor. Anything else before we head off?
Mallow will just process this.
I'm gonna use my Crimson Right, but
Okay, Crimson Red. What specifically are we using it for?
my backslash button is broken.
Yep.
Just to make my weapon lightning.
Okay, yep, so just for the extra damage, which lasts for a while, right? Until your next long rest, or what?
Yeah, until my next shorter long rest.
Okay, that's fine. There's probably not going to be any encounters on the way up, so you don't have to really worry about it all that much, but that's fine. Anything else?
Awesome.
Yeah? Yelric?
Nothing out of Ilric himself. He's pretty fucking comfy, sleeping down here. How does Shala look sleeping, just on long trips in the Underdark? Or, well, near dark, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the gray zone, Shala is kind of wraith-like. Considering how dark her body is, and how very clearly, growing she still is, you note that a lot of the exterior protrusions on her body are starting to bulge up, almost like a snake when they're getting ready to shed. The body tends to bulk up a little bit as the outer skin grows in thickness. But again, as whatever type of dog Shala is in your eyes, it's not normal, but she doesn't seem too uncomfortable. At least she seems happy to be fed, and the excitement and the adventures don't seem to have gotten to her. However, the one thing that you would notice is where she normally would sleep, right next to or behind you, essentially making up a slightly bigger backstop to you laying down on the ground, because again, I assume that the equivalent for Ilric of a bedroll is like a raggedy old blanket. I believe that's...
Yeah, basically. It's a blanket, and the pack is the pillow.
Yep, a ratty old blanket, pretty much, for the kobold. Instead of lying behind you and, kind of rolling around you so she forms a backstop, she started to get really close to the fire, especially at night when you guys are, burning through whatever scraps of wood you guys brought with you, or lengths of cloth, or even just, if there's a torch in the room. She tends to be gravitating towards the nearest source of heat, which, of course, for a reptile makes sense. You yourself are semi-reptilian, so it is cold down here, it is wet, and access to direct sunlight is really, really limited, especially in the tunnels. So you'd imagine that she probably just feels a little bit cold a lot of the time.
Noted.
Yep. Anything else before we head back up to the top?
Do I roll my con check for crack cough now or at the end of the day?
So did you roll it at the end of last session or not? If you don't remember, then I will allow you to roll it right now to shorten it for another day.
I do not
Mind if
remember.
I do a medical?
Then I will let you roll it right now.
Okay.
How many days are you on for crack cough?
I have 3 more days.
Okay, and again, if you'd like to expend some of your healing touch, Mallow, I would allow you to do that in character to provide advantage on this roll, which would cancel it out to neutral because crack cough gives you disadvantage on con saves.
I'd give one of my lay on hands for it.
That is a 9. Yeah, no, your crack cough is sticking around. My apologies.
So
Damn.
By the time that you get to the surface, it will be the last day of your crack cough. That's what I'll tell you. And hey, succeed any one, make 2 more checks for me, because it is going to take you 2 more days to get to the surface. I assume, Mallow, we can shut down some of your resources for that. Are you okay with that?
Could I use a medical check to try to see what necessarily is making it cough? Is it something like inflammation, or...?
It is an infection. This is a official disease. So
okay.
It is like white lung or tuberculosis or pneumonia, something of that nature. It's filling up Thorin's lungs with fluid. Yeah. It's not deadly. Again, it's like an upper respiratory illness, so it's not deadly, but it's definitely uncomfortable and very, very awkward to be around, because it's is he or is he not infectious right now? You figure he isn't, as long as nobody's tongue-kissing the dwarf, so...
Didn't plan on it?
Yeah. However, with that 19...
immunity. Anyway.
You're not immune. That's an important thing. You're not immune. For you, though, the effects of the diseases are significantly decreased because of your natural vibrant body. We'll talk about that at the end, but essentially if you get a disease, Mallow, it's going to make it so that I will give you a reduced effect. So rather than disadvantage, I'll give you a D4 decrease. Or something like that. That makes sense?
Yeah, that
Not
makes
bad.
sense.
Yeah. It just helps counter out the blanket resistances that Paladin has to everything.
Yeah, they are kind of good.
It's like Ranger in an exploration campaign. If you just have a Paladin, disease is no longer a function of your campaign, because they can automatically cure it, and they are automatically immune. So certain enemies just do nothing, and then certain status effects mean nothing, just because you picked a specific class. But it still doesn't matter.
In character to Thor.
Huh? Yeah, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I will say, Thorin, with that 19, on the day that you emerge onto the surface, your cough will recede and you will be cured.
Yeah.
Apologies about the situation. If I'm kind of working off of very few resources, and faith is a powerful thing, but faith can only do so much. I am pained to admit.
No worries, friend. I feel much better now, anyways.
That's good. That's good. Well, at least that medical training didn't go to waste.
I appreciate it.
Can you do me a favor, Mallow?
Yes.
Can you roll me a perception? And an insight, actually. Roll me both, but roll the insight with disadvantage.
Uh-oh.
This is relatively important.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
You get the same feeling that that Salem or Judas did, whoever picked up Thorin last. Thorin is emaciated. Like, 90 pounds soaking wet emaciated. Yeah, you get the same feeling. Like, you've seen Thorin eat. You know Thorin is eating a healthy amount. Thorin is still skeletally thin. To the point where you're, like, concerned about his health, given his body weight, and the combination with a respiratory disease. Like, that's concerning. You're medically knowledgeable enough to know that a very light person with an upper respiratory infection is kind of in a bit more danger. And that might be the reason why his cough is lasting so long, where you know that most people would kind of shake this off in a couple of days. It might be the fact that he's undernourished. And the second part with the insight, Thorin seems pretty legitimate. I'm not gonna bother that. I'll let Thorin speak for himself on the side of whether or not you believe it's fine, I'm okay now. Lumbago noises.
But
yes.
if you don't mind me prying here, for someone of your condition, and I don't mean this in an insulting way, I am specifically, in the medical terms, I am specifically talking about the fact that you are very thin for a dwarf. Looking at you, you are roughly about just 3 times the size of Yolric, just eyeballing it. That is rather thin for a dwarf. I am concerned because necessarily, for respiratory infections like this, it can have more of an effect on you rather than other people. If, say, Salem got it, he, for all intents and purposes, is rather healthy right now. And for him, he would likely shake it off in at least a few days.
Well, I feel fine now.
That's good. But I say this as a medical professional. I have extra rations. Please feel free to ask for more if you'd like. With how thin you are, traveling in the Underdark and possibly getting an infection, being as malnourished as you are, it can definitely kill you a lot easier than any of us.
Malnourished? You all see, I eat with all of you. I eat the exact same amount.
Okay.
Look, if the man says he's alright, then he's alright. If he dies, well, then the Underdark was just a bit much.
I mean...
But that's on you, Thorin. You gotta keep yourself healthy.
You don't have to worry about that, my friend. But I mean, you don't see me skipping meals. I don't know where this idea came from.
Well, to give you a bit of context here, Thorin. You are very light for a dwarf. And very thin. And very thin. Thin in a way that is concerning, that gives off the idea that you are possibly anorexic. I am not here to judge you, but it is concerning, especially for your health. I say this as a medical professional that is concerned about this.
See, I'm kind of just like stuttering and not really sure how to. He's not really sure how to respond.
I'll take another insight from Mallow if you're waffling.
All right, 22.
22. Everybody else, silence your headphones.
Oh shit!
Yep, secrets time.
All right.
Back in the room. Am I saying?
You can if you'd like, but the rest of you silence yourselves, and then Thorin let them know when they can come back in a few minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Aiden, could you get me another drink while you're out?
Hey, you're still on recording. All right, so hey, grab Daddy a beer. So as you say this, and as your mind puts two and two together, you've essentially felt up Thorin before, like not just for lay on hands, but like picking up this dwarf and hauling him around, and you're like, he seems defensive about this, and with all the blood magic and stuff like that, that can have a toll on someone's health. But Mallow, you're thinking, and you're like, hold on. I've known people like this. I've known people who have a problem with eating. Like, it could be a psychological thing, and then it occurs to you of like, oh, this might be something a little bit more than just like, oh, medically you're not eating enough. It might actually be like a tacit psychological thing, like maybe there's a disorder at play, or maybe there's something that Thorin isn't telling you that implies something is off. You're not sure what it is, but you finally catch on of like, this dwarf is not shooting straight with why he's not eating and doesn't have a good explanation for it. Whether or not you want to pursue that, and if it's medically necessary or medically relevant, that's up to you. But
Well, it's not that I'm not eating.
I know, that's what I'm saying. There might be something else involved. And of course, you know, anorexia you can eat and then you expel, so you
That's
don't know.
bulimia.
Oh, yeah, shit, sorry. Those two often go together, my apologies. Yeah.
In character, I'd basically pull Thorin to the side to try to...
Yep, as you're walking, because it takes about 2 days for you guys to get from your campsite to the surface, and I'll let this continue to be private. Go ahead.
Thorin,
Wait, Aiden, don't come back in.
Don't come back. Stay away.
Thorin,
Yes?
I do not raise this concern to specifically hurt you in any way. But
Okay.
with how little you weigh, and you talking about how you eat, do you happen to throw up afterwards? There's no
What?
shame.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
I am
though my teeth would be corroded if I was throwing up like that.
fair. And granted, I haven't gotten a good look at your teeth, but we're in the darkness anyway. But I am mainly asking this to...
He uses or I guess we have a light, but he holds the light up and smiles real big for you to look at his teeth, and they look good. They do not look like the teeth of someone who has been throwing up meals every day.
Okay, that's good. I am mainly talking about this to try to isolate why in comparison you seem rather malnourished compared to others. I believe the other reason might be the blood magic, and understand I'm not doing this to proselytize. I am doing so in order to understand something medically.
I understand, friend. I know it's all good intentions. I will
be very frank with you. The vigil is not for everyone. It is not something that most people would want. Hence why I do not talk about it.
I assure you, I am very healthy and in fighting condition. I don't know how to provide anything with confidence, or that would make you confident in that fact, but I can promise you that I am. And
that is fair. And I do not think that you can't fight Thorin. I'm merely keeping this in mind because we are, to be frank, traveling into the darkest caves known to everyone on this world. And as it stands, many things are poisonous or can lead to contracting of diseases. I am concerned specifically for you in this case because with your condition, it can make things worse. I think that you can fight, by all means.
Condition? I don't think you know what my condition is. Isn't that what you were asking?
Well, to clarify a bit further, you remember how I was talking about how people who are particularly malnourished can suffer from diseases quite a bit more than others. Say, recovery takes longer, or when it comes to things such as already being malnourished, things such as especially for sailing, things such as scurvy can be a killer on the open seas.
Well, yeah, but have already clarified I'm not malnourished.
Fair. I'll admit that sometime. I'm not doing so. I'm not trying to pry out of any sort of animosity. I am merely just trying to keep things in mind for the future.
On their front.
Aiden, you can come in.
Yeah, you can welcome them back at this point. Give them a ping. All right. Was that it for just now? We can get back to the surface?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Good on both of you. D4 inspo if you don't have it already.
Hello.
I come back and I hear reward.
Oh, for those two, yes. D4 inspo if they didn't have it already. If they did have it already, then
Goddamn.
tough beans. All right.
Understandable.
So, as you guys take the remaining 2 days to pass up through the gray zone, through the mines, finally reaching places where reputable dwarves can be found. Interestingly enough, you do pass a couple of other dwarves that are heading into the gray zone, similar to individuals like yourselves, though interestingly enough in larger groups. So rather than the group of roughly 5 that you have altogether, these dwarves are in groups of 10. So they are similar to yourselves, contractees with some amount of combat experience, but you get the feeling that they're traveling in packs, so that they're less vulnerable. You also get the feeling that they're probably less experienced as professional adventurers than you guys. As the kids say nowadays, these are noobs.
Understood.
But they're getting down.
Can I look at out of the 10 of them? Can I see if I recognize any specific symbols?
Yeah, so it's several groups of 10. Of the ones that you see about 20 total. In terms of recognizable symbols, roll me a history check with disadvantage, because a lot of these dwarves, as with most of the new Utgardi dwarves, the clan cord dwarves as they're about to become, they come from a vast variety of backgrounds, and it's mostly backgrounds that result in them wanting to leave their clan. Yeah, Mallow is not familiar with dwarven symbolism. Like, you're tangentially familiar with dwarves coming from Luskan, like, you're kind of aware of their structural and their way of living, and of course, having lived in Utgard for a short period of time, you know that, like, oh, this is a clan, and this is a group, and this is what the symbol is. Like, for example, you would know that Clan Cord's symbol is a, like, snarling dog's head. But you can't identify anything amongst these guys, and you'd also note that quite a few of them don't bear any iconography at all. Whether that is like your friend Arik from Greenfoam, and they might be clanless, and kind of hiding out here in a way, or whether it's just they want to eschew any clan relations in seeking the new clan allegiance is not entirely clear. But mostly they keep to themselves, and they try and, stick to their own side of the tunnel, essentially, as you guys come up. Anything else that we need to do while we're still in the gray zone, or can I hit the surface now?
Surface.
Yay!
Ascend us.
Surface time. We ascend. So, brand new map time. Yay, new map. So, as we arise to the surface of the mines, we are greeted by several dwarves who, interestingly enough, hail you with some amount of renown, assuming that since you are the first people to spend the longest amount of time in the gray zone at a single stretch, a few of them probably had bets on the idea that you would never come back in the first place. So you have officially made some people some amount of money off of your survival. But after...
Wait, can we place bets on our own survival?
I don't think we can go full, like, Black Mirror bet on my own livelihood, but perhaps we can talk about that in future if you find some people who are gambling on your success. Thus far, you are the favorites, because 1, you're not all dwarves, and 2, only one of you is actually a dwarf. And then, on top of that, again, you guys have been down in the Underdark, or in, well, what they call the Underdark, what's actually the Gray Zone, for a week. That's more than most people. Like, you saw that those guys going down in groups of 10 were basically loaded for bear. Like, they were going to be down there for a couple of days and then come back up. So, y'all have been down there the longest, and it's pretty early in the exploration. Now, as you get back to the surface, you are pointed to a check-in location. At this check-in location, you are stripped of all of your goods and gear. About 20 or 30 guards who are hanging around between the guardhouse and the check-in, which is right here. This area here between the entrance to the mountain city of Utgard, the guardhouse, and then this little building here. It's kind of shaped like a kidney bean. If you've ever been to, like, a DMV or a processing center, it's, like, very reminiscent, because that's not the correct way to say it, reminiscent of a DMV. So very, like, simplistic. They bring you in, they strip you of goods, they have you catalog what's in your equipment, and then we've already done the monetary stuff out of character. So you guys emerge with the equipment that you wanted, the equipment that you bought back. For those of you who are listeners, our contractees have a rule where if they find anything underneath the city or as a reward for an event, if they want to keep it, they need to buy it back from Clan Cord, because according to their contract, everything that they find belongs to the clan first. They get paid for getting it, but they need to pay back in order to essentially keep the item. So specifically, I believe we were keeping the swords that we purchased from Sandpit Town. We were keeping some of the food. The water isn't charged. We got plenty of money. And then we were giving over most of the Utgardi relics, minus that one weave cutter short sword, right? Is that right,
Yes.
Thorin? Yeah. So minus the Weave Cutter short sword, we made in total from this short 1 week trip into the Underdark about 100 gold pieces, right? So the person who's been keeping track of that is Judas. The technical face of this party is supposed to be Thorin. So Thorin, as you're going through the securities, they kind of keep calling you over. These guards like repeatedly calling out, hey, Thorin, come on over here, take a look at this. Essentially checking with you everything else that the other people in your party are turning in. So kind of like at the security checkpoint at an airport, you're like a parent getting called over to look at every single piece of luggage that your kids are bringing through. And at the end of the process, they hand over the sack of gold to Thorin, because they assume, Thorin being the dwarf, that Thorin is in charge. So Thorin, you receive...
Thank you.
Yeah, he hands it over gladly. He says, Mashagi, it's appreciated. And he tips his hat to you, and this gentleman is bearing a slightly different badge than the rest of them, and he has a name tag on that says Torque. T-O-R-C.
Nice to meet you, Talk. I'm sure we'll meet again.
My pleasure. Just come back any time. It's a great time here. So, anything that you can bring in. I'll let Maud Clovelin know that you brought these in. She's assembled quite the museum at this point, but I think it's still being worked on for a couple of days. She'll need this. And he pulls out the piece of paper from the rolled sheath that the weave cutter was in, and he opens it up and he whistles at it and says, "Ooh, never seen something like this before. Sure, she'll love it." And hands you over the gold. So everybody else sees that Thorin has received the money. And I assume that we can discuss in character how this occurs at this point, as you are all ushered out of the check-in, and you find yourselves essentially facing down the royal apartments. Once we decide this, I will go into the box text for what has changed.
All right.
Okay.
If,
Really quickly
I
before we get into character discussion for the DM, should I just delete all the rewards that I have in my inventory now that we've sold them?
Well, I would say
segment it out.
keep track of it specifically for me, as like given back to Clan Court or tithed to Clan Court. Essentially, just put it in your notes as already given over, so that I can keep track of what you've brought up specifically for Maud Cloverland, because that museum exhibit is actually super important later on.
Ah,
the taxes forever haunt us.
Oh, damn.
All right, back in character. Good job though.
Well,
Thorin kind of jingles the bag of gold he got.
Well, I figure you'll want some of this, huh?
Yes.
I would
Yes.
love some.
also, has anybody seen the Snake Man, Jamie? By chance?
I have... Yes. He was supposed to be back at the inn, yes?
Oh no.
Alright, well, Thorin, there are 5 of us, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Thorin takes 20 gold out of the bag, and he goes over to Malo, and he goes to hand it to him, and as Malo reaches for it, he goes, oh, don't be fast on that, and then he gives it to him.
Don't worry, I'll put it to good use. I do have to go find Jamie though.
All right. So that's one person paid out. You've still got 80 gold left.
Alright. Alright, well, I think I'm done now. I'll just keep the rest. No, I'm kidding.
Thorin?
Wait a minute.
He hands 20 gold to Salem.
Thank
Oh,
you.
don't-
If
don't
you
get
didn't hand me this
salty on
money,
that.
I would have stolen the whole bag.
I know, that's why I gave you gold first.
Hmm.
And,
Wait,
Thank
then
you.
why did you give me gold first?
well, I meant after I made the joke about keeping the gold.
Ah, gotcha.
Then
Good on you.
And he gives 20 gold to
Ilric and Judas.
Judas and Eric both.
Okay.
Wunderbar.
Question.
Yeah.
Did you stay aloud how much in total we got?
Nope. And the dwarves wouldn't have said it. They would have just given it to Thorin quietly.
There,
Hmm.
Ulrich accepts the gold.
So how
This will
How
not.
much-
This will not come up. I assure you.
All right.
so tell how much did we get? Like, how much was the relics paid out for in total?
Ooh.
Well,
Yeah.
there are 5 of us, so there's at least 100 gold.
Thorin empties his bag into his hand, showing 20 gold.
come on, lad. I know how to do math.
Oh, so
It would
just
surprise me if you did.
800. Cool.
All right. As we are all satisfied with the gold, we step out away from the check-in and finally get a look at really the change that has come about in just a week in the new city of Utgard. There has been a great deal of development. Several buildings are straight up new. I will point them out to you on the map, but first let me read some delicious box text. Now, finally, this is stage 2, by the way. Stage 2, boys and girls. Finally, progress is being made on turning Utgard into a city out of a ruin. The streets, as they can now legitimately be called, are clear and safe, with lights and organized guards now again walking through the streets carrying their large two-handed lanterns that double as mauls. The people have also grown through the first few hundred who came originally. Those who have left or have died to accidents or workplace, etc., have now grown dramatically. You can just see in the short period of time that you're walking around town, almost 800 dwarves and other groups of people living in the larger areas of the city, mostly in Billet Row, which has expanded dramatically, including a brand new and enormous bunkhouse. The most major advancement here is the inclusion of a new market, with stalls and several new large partner businesses. Additionally, the entire city is abuzz, with several roads and a large temporary platform set up in front of the Temple of Images to accommodate what people are referring to as the first royal procession, and the first time that most of the people in the colony have seen the royal family of Clan Cord. So, the specific businesses that have been straight up added that are brand new, right outside the check-in to your right as you look towards the city, are a pair of large, multi-leveled, three-tiered buildings. One of them is labeled as Curious Goods, and the other one is labeled Incurious Goods. So in total it is Curious and Incurious Goods. They are attached to one another by a set of essentially floating stairs, but they're clearly two different buildings, and they're the closest business that has been built to the royal apartments. You're not exactly sure what they sell. The name Curious and Incurious Goods sure doesn't describe a lot, but it is at least an interesting new building. In addition to that, you can see that Market Square over by Billet Row has been expanded. There are pavilions and new businesses going up. There is the sound and the active, vibrance of commerce. And in addition to that, finally, as one would expect from a dwarven settlement, there is a smithy that has been set up. But interestingly enough, you can tell that it is a public smithy, meaning that multiple different people, both professional and semi-professional, have actually taken up use of a common area and are using it to churn out all of the other ironwork, nails, all the other metal goods that are needed for a city to function. You can also tell from the smell and the smoke that they are smelting a great deal of lead. Like those of you who are familiar with city building or construction, the scent of boiling lead and of essentially casting lead is very, very heavy around the smithy. That seems to be one of the primary things they're working with. Maybe because that's what's left over in the mines, but at least there is also the sound of ironwork being hammered out as well. In addition to that, you can see one or two more buildings. One of the larger civilian buildings on the side between the Temple of Images and the Royal Apartments has been labeled as an administrational hub. From what you remember before, this was actually where Terrence Fullbottle was living, but now it has actually been transformed into kind of like an office, a public office for the city of Utgard. And right next to it is a large, two-story, long and low building with several large smokestacks indicating very, very warm fires or hearths in the interior, and it is labeled as Old Smoky. It looks like some sort of bar or cafe. You're not exactly sure. The exterior is quite heavily boarded up, as in like there are Venetian blinds and things of that nature, but it's painted a nice matte gray. It's very, very modern. A great deal of its lower structure is made out of leaded stone, which again vibes with the idea that the smithy is producing a great deal of lead to bind together the stones of larger buildings, because the Old Smoky seems to be totally wrapped in the stuff, which is very, very nice and very tough. All right, so as we're wandering around town, what would we like to do? We can meet with people, we can go back to businesses, we can try and find Jamie. It's the oyster of your eye, the apple of your eye, as it were. Go right ahead.
That lead smelting cannot be good for our health.
Yeah, probably not, but you know.
One of my absolute favorite historical facts about the Roman Empire is one of the best ways to date and locate Roman settlements is the evidence of lead smelting by tonnage in certain areas in the ground. Because the Romans were melting so much lead for all these different things, from lead images to symbols to prints to like figurines and ammunition for slings, that you can track their settlements based on where the lead content in the ground and the evidence of smelting is higher. Very, very interesting.
That explains
very
a lot
interesting.
of Roman history, honestly.
Yeah, it's wild. They were making so much shit with lead.
Poise is most concerning. However, I had this as a perfect question.
Sorry, one at a time, folks. Sorry. One at a time, folks. My apologies. Go right ahead.
Sorry.
Eelric, you're good.
And this is a question for something I forgot. But is lead poisoning a commonly known thing that can happen to us?
Okay, I need to make a very important note about lead poisoning in history. It is not nearly as bad as you think it is, mostly because extended contact with lead, and specifically eating vessels made out of lead, were relatively common in areas of the ancient world. Specifically in Rome and in Greece, lead amphorae were common. The issue is, the thing that they were putting in lead amphorae would result in lead crystalline acetate. Lead crystalline acetate was basically a sugar that was mixed in with lead. So it was lead crystalline sugar. When you put acidic wine into these amphorae, it would create a protective layer. And the same thing happened with lead water pipes in Rome. So they would develop a mineral scale that would prevent contamination of the water with lead. This wasn't intentional, and it was still not entirely not dangerous, but it was significantly less of a problem than it is like in today when we talk about like having lead figurines that kids chew on or lead paint that you eat chips of. You get what I'm saying?
I get you. So just don't eat tomatoes off the lead plates. Got it.
Yeah. Exactly. Don't eat tomatoes off the lead plates. Don't chew up the lead acetate crystals. But again, the majority of the lead smelting here seems to be for things like presses for printing, or for wood block type, or for signs, or railings, or just like decoration, or for binding together large pieces of cut stone. Like that seems to be the major thing, where they're melting down hot lead and mixing it with mortar to drastically increase the durability of these buildings. You know, a classic dwarven trick to just make your brickwork look A, much cooler, and B, be 1,000 times tougher than just regular brick.
Natch. All right, Thorn, you got something to say?
I did have one thing to say.
I think we should go check on Snakefront.
Yes.
You have fun with that. I would personally like to go see what's going on at the smithy. I could maybe use a nice new rapier or something. I could also use new arrows. I don't think you have fun finding Jamie.
Our friend Elric would do good to find someone who can draw him a new bow.
Indeed. Though I don't know if I'd find it at the smith, but I'm gonna look.
Okay, let's roll initiative then. I love downtime initiative. Let's do this. Roll initiative.
Oh, sure. All right. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Downtime
initiative.
Yeah, this is a common thing that I do. When a lot of characters have a lot of different objectives, I will go down the list of initiative.
Damn, of course this is when I roll high initiative.
What the hell?
Okay,
Damn.
so it's Salem's objective first, then we go to Judas. And remember, just like last time, when your turn is up, remember that it's the next person's turn after you.
Shit, do we have 30 seconds for shopping?
Oh, we have plenty of time for shopping. The rest of the session is shopping other than the last bit. Alright, so Salem, Judas, Mallow, Eric, Thorin. Is that everybody?
Yep.
Alright, Salem, what are you doing first?
Well, I'm going to the smithy.
I had a feeling, that's why I was already there. I was already there, buddy.
Hell yeah.
So, the public smithy. The public smithy, again, is this constant industrious quarter of the new market plaza. They do a ton of trade. You can already see it mostly in iron and lead, with lead mortar, the new tower to the side entrance being like their handiwork. As you pass through the side of the city itself, you can see out to that edge, essentially where the entrance to Utgard that you found was, and you can see this glittering dark gray basalt tower, which has clearly been made out of lead-lined stone, and these blocks are huge, and you can see like the remnants of a tri-set crane that was designed to hoist up these probably like half-ton blocks of stone to make a 10-foot tall gatehouse and tower on the interior of the mountain wall. So clearly their handiwork. It sparkles with this beautiful like lead patina in between every single layer. If you've seen the deleted scenes from The Lord of the Rings where they see the mithril in the mines of Moria, it almost kind of looks like that. These veins of silvery lead metal in between the mortar. Now, as you get close, you can see that there's quite a few people waiting in line at the public smithy, and there seems to be 2 people working the smithy most consistently. You can also see that there's a couple of people just working off to the side. As I mentioned, this is a public smithy. Anyone can come in and do work here, as long as there's some coverage for basic materials and for coal and things of that nature. You do also see that a great deal of coal has been hauled up from the mine and is being piled in like a 6-foot tall mound by the side of the smithy. You also would notice that Matta Dent is actually there, the gentleman that you saw before who told you guys about Dan probably in session 2. He's there kind of trying to fiddle with a piece of iron.
Interesting. Anything, any like makes or weapons that stand out to me just in general to that I could maybe buy?
You don't see a lot of stuff hanging. But you do notice that some people are giving over money in exchange for goods, and you can see that there is a menu up for costs. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to talk to somebody about it, you could discuss these prices. But from what you can see, give me a perception check. It's not a hard one.
All right.
I'm confident that you won't massively fuck up a perception check, right?
There's always a chance.
Yeah, you're fine. You're a rogue.
I guess you're good that day, but
you're perfectly fine.
Always a chance.
For 10 pieces of the ammunition that you want for a hand crossbow or light crossbow, I forget.
It's a short bow.
Oh, short bow, even easier. Yeah, for 10 pieces of ammunition, it's only a single gold piece.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So you could get plenty of ammunition if you needed it.
Well, might as well see if I could buy some ammunition.
Yep. Okay, so you head up the one dude who doesn't seem to be just fucking around, who seems to be professionally working on people. You wait for a few minutes till he sees you. He seems to be kind of working quickly. Notably, he's a very swarthy dwarf, kind of brown-skinned and weather-tanned. This gentleman in the middle. He introduces himself, though he doesn't have any name tag or lapel, as Gerald Eachin. Pleasure to meet you. What are you looking for?
Looking for some ammunition for the short bow.
Let me see some arrows.
He takes out a few of his arrows and kind of puts them on the puts them in front of him. I'm assuming there's like a sort of like table or something that we're knocking over.
There's a table for passing over. He takes a look at them and kind of takes a few seconds to assess the tips and looks up at you and says, "These are old. Are you sure you want something like this, or are you looking for something more expensive?"
How do you mean old?
Old, as in the tips, the type, and he like flicks the very tip of it and he says, "They're tight heads, not broad. Bad for hunting." And whatever else you're doing.
Well, we're not hunting overland. Need something for the Underdark.
Ah, contract then! Okay, if you're doing contract, I'd recommend taking something a little bit broader. I can make that for you. Give me 20, 30 minutes. You want 10, right?
Could I get 20? Maybe a bulk order?
Perfectly fine. No problems there. Just give me a few minutes. And he turns back. He takes the arrow with him and starts like measuring out the distance for the wood before tossing it over to one of his buddies, who starts cutting down little kind of willow wood sections to make the bodies of the arrows, the shafts. You notice that most of their arrows or most of their fletching equipment is kind of primitive, at least by your standards. They're not super advanced at this. They're still kind of working on it. This is like you're essentially at the YMCA of smithies.
Nice.
But at least they're able to get you your stuff, and he is right on time. It takes about 25 minutes for him to give you about 20 arrows for your short bow. And as he promised, he says, "Wider, sharper, 2 barbs at the back," and they're these wide, flat broadheads, which are very different from the like tri-cornered, simple like target and small game shooting heads that you've been using. Much more of a war arrow, if you get what I'm talking about.
Right. So that will be 2 gold.
Aye, that's right.
All right, then.
Much appreciated your business.
Well, let's hope things don't get too much more expensive, though 2 gold isn't too much. Feeling everything is going to be getting more expensive after a while.
Don't worry. Things change, things stay the same. You're on contract. I'm sure you're fat. In the purse, I mean.
Oh. Well, let's hope.
I mean, I would hope.
Certainly hope.
You're one of those tall folk what went down for a week.
Yes, as you can tell, I'm an elf.
Ah, yeah, I can tell. What did you find down there? I've been curious.
You know, we found a lot of interesting stuff. There was a whole town down there.
Oh, really? Who's living there? Or is it empty?
Some odd lizard people. Not much of note.
Lizard folk. Filthy beasts. Not very good to run into on the coastline. I hope that you, and he makes like a cut motion around his neck. Took care of them.
Maybe at some point, but there were a lot of them.
Oh, well, you can always try and bury them. They can't dig their way out, they're not dwarves.
True enough.
And as much as lizardmen like the ocean, I doubt they'd enjoy getting buried underwater, too.
We'll see. Look, I'll only go and kill them if somebody's actually paying me to kill them. I don't really care that much. They're not really much of a problem.
Gerald shrugs his shoulders and just says, "Well, security, and if you think it's not a problem, it's none of my business." Well, that, and he points to the arrows, "That would be my business. And unless you're getting more," he kind of like motions with his eyes to the long line of people who have formed behind you. "I'm working alone today, and his lordship isn't with me."
Well, you have fun with that. I am going to go do better things.
Will do, elf hero. Enjoy your day. It is very obviously derogatory.
All right.
Elf hero rolls off his tongue the way that like a slur would roll off a sailor's tongue.
Ooh. All right, little one. I'll see myself out.
Yep, he doesn't rise to the bait. this guy, he doesn't give a shit. He's made money off of you. All right, is that it for you, Salem?
He's a bit short-tempered. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Judas, you're up.
Alright, Show of hands, real quick. Who is heading to? Show of hands, everybody. Who is heading to find Jamie with me?
I am.
I am.
He is my
Great.
responsibility. If anything happens to him, it is on me.
I suppose I can
Who-
help it, so long as I'm going to shop later, yeah.
Now, who is interested in visiting that ghoul that we saw the first while we were here? I'm curious what she is up to.
I'm kind of interested in what has happened to Ted.
That is
To
what.
check in on him.
Well, I would like to check on Jamie first.
Well, of course. I'm just saying after Jamie, I would like to drop off my egg.
It sure
Why
does.
would
It sure
we
does sound
want
to your
to-
DM like you guys could accomplish many of these options by going individually to different places.
I will go to find Jamie. I
Great,
must find the lizard.
I will help you hunt him down.
Could you take the egg for me? Emphasize to him not to eat it, but
Don't worry. I will make sure he does not eat it.
I appreciate. I've already named it.
What did you name it?
Berdanis. I like it. Rolls.
Oh my god, no, not
I'm-
the Slay the
I'm
Spire
so
reference.
sorry.
Oh
Which
my
egg are we
God.
We already
talking
have a
about?
Slay the Spire
What a
reference in
fucking
this
idiot.
campaign.
Where'd this egg come from?
So this is one of the Arcturus eggs. Chai.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will ensure that the Berdanis is as safe
Mm.
as anything can be.
Fantastic. If you guys need to find me, I'll be up visiting the ghoul. I'm curious what developments she's made.
Okay. I will
Alright.
find us. There we go. Ilya Welt, Gravekeeperess. I'll send that to the back.
Well, then
See,
I guess
this is
I'll do the
boy.
other thing.
this is why you keep all of your slides in one slideshow so that you can reference things. All right. So, Mallow, as you make your way outside of Utgard, you make your way outside of the mountain, you climb up the mountainside up to the right-hand shoulder if you're looking at the entrance to the mountain. You make your way over to the graves where you had last met Ilya Welt. You see the same woman as before, but once she sees you, Judas, she knows that she recognizes you and switches back into her form and just kind of holds up her hands and says, "Can I help you with something?"
No, I just came to visit.
Oh.
Looking around, has she planted any flowers?
Interestingly enough, the graveyard looks much more well-kept than you were last there. It definitely looks like she's tried to rebury some of the bones from before. She's keeping up appearances, but you also get the feeling that only a few people have died and chosen to be buried here. A lot of the people who have probably passed in the couple of days that you've been gone likely went back home on a ship or got buried at sea. You can only see about 2 fresh graves, and they look to have been disturbed, obviously.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah.
So how have you been? Or what have you been up to, I guess?
I've been eating well, if that's what you're asking, but I'm sure it's not. I've been doing fine. They came by and buried another 2, cleaned up after them, and, well, I haven't been just leaving stuff around, as I promised. I've been doing my job.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't coming to check in and supervise whatever you're doing, although the place does look better. I was just curious what you were doing, checking up. As far as I'm concerned, you're just another resident of the island.
Roll me a persuasion.
Okay. I'm not sure. I'd like to make evident to the, I guess, to the judge. I'm not
You're-
trying to persuade her.
Like I said, you're not making deception. I'm seeing how good your social skills.
Damn! Why is that so bad?
Oh, you
What the fuck?
That is deeply unfortunate. Do you have any inspo to
Yeah.
spend?
Actually, yeah, I think I do.
You might want to use
Yeah, I
a pretty decent one. What do you got?
got 1d8 that I'll use.
Yeah, I would say this
Well, I
is
got it.
this is a good roll to spend it on. So it's a
Actually, I also have guidance. Can I use that in
yeah,
this?
you can 100% guidance yourself from this. That is not a problem at all. So it'd be a D4 plus a
Beautiful.
D8. D4 plus a D8.
Hey, DM,
Yes.
stupid question.
Stupid question.
Can we donate inspo?
No,
Whoa!
no, you
Holy
can-
shit!
No, you cannot donate inspo.
Fair enough.
Double dues.
Double
All
That
right.
sucks.
No, it's not bad. It's an 11. So she gives you like a look up under the eyebrows and asks, "Yeah, I know you're a Triton and everything, but like, I'm not just another resident, I guess. Are you asking for a purpose, or are you just kind of hoping to hang out? Because that's fine. I mean, I share, but you know." And she kind of like flaps her dress at you a little, in like a clear indication of I kind of stink like corpses.
Oh, it's no bother. I was just curious what you were up to be honest. See if you stuck around. Just like I said, just curious. I've been down in the rest of me and my group have been down in the Underdark for the past week. There's been a lot of change in the at least in the little city.
Oh, really? Tell me about that. I heard that there was a giant hole in the middle of the city, but I never knew what it was for. And if you're wondering, those other two on the other side, and she points over the gate to where the two Lamia were living, they fucked off like a couple days ago.
Oh, before I get to the Underdark, let me tell you about the Lamia. Let me tell you what they stuck us
Here,
with.
wait, just hold on 1 second. You want to come inside? And she like jerks a thumb at the mausoleum.
Sure, please. I'm glad to join your company.
Yep. She walks you inside, and you instantly smell this intense, like, patchouli and very strong cologne. It's like the inside of a female Bath and Body Works. Like, there's an extremely strong scent of just feminine cologne. And underneath it is like the very mild, musky scent of dry bones and dry rot. But she herself is so heavily polluted with various different scents. And you can see like racks and racks of bottles at the back of the room. That it's really not all that unpleasant, even if it's a bit olfactory overstimulation. She sits down at a table and pours you a cup of tea, which is brewing over what looks like a tiny little green candle. And she says, all right, settle yourself down and tell me about it. It is a little bit odd because this table and the chairs by it appear to have been fashioned out of rocks from the graveyard. And you can actually see that there are stone caskets built into the side of the mausoleum. So you are quite literally sitting and chatting amongst the dead.
Fine by me.
Yep, I assumed.
So, we ended up getting up with the Lamia, and I'll agree, they are assholes. You were fucking dead on. They ended up sticking us with their child that they were trying to just get rid of. And, like, did you know they had a son?
I'd never seen him. I kind of assumed that they were just, here to, play hooky. And she just kind of makes like a gesture with her fingers, like, she just assumed they were on holiday. And she says, so they were here to pawn off a kid?
Pretty much. Their son, Jamie, he's a fine lad, I suppose. They ended up, the lady Lamia ended up charming one of my friends to essentially take care of him. And like I said, he's a fine lad. He's stuck around. We have him back at the settlement. But yeah, he had a crippled arm, so they wanted to get rid of him.
You're kidding.
I am not. You were dead on, assholes.
His own parents. Is he also a lion? How's he fitting in there?
No, he's actually a snake. So I don't know whether it's she wasn't faithful to the other lion, or they said he was like a royal Lamia, which is like they come snake, even though they were both like daddy and mommy were a lion, which doesn't make sense to me. But well, okay,
She kind of shrugs her shoulders and says, "I don't know. Some creatures are strange. I don't even want to think about them. They're gone. I noticed that they hopped aboard one of the ships 2 days after you guys visited them.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably back on the continent at this point."
Do you want? But no, that story's over. But yeah, Jamie's a fine lad. But let me tell you about the Underdark. And I pull out one of the vials of like squid, lizardman soy sauce. I'm like, here, pull out your finger. I want to know what you think of this taste.
A long, sharpened claw reaches out towards you. It's about an inch of bone, followed by several knobbly knuckles.
Here, and I like drop a little drop or two on the fingertip so you can taste it.
Yep. Sucks it back into her mouth, gives it a good lick, and kind of like makes a face, like a little scrunch of her nose, and says, "Tastes like fish and salt."
Right? I find that. I think it's really good. Like, I put it on, drenched it on mushrooms, fried those up. Oh, they were delicious.
I mean, no offense, but that's kind of more your diet than mine.
Yeah, but I don't get me wrong. I didn't expect you to love it, but I am curious what your palate is beyond the corpses. But no concern of mine. But the Underdark is very odd, to be expected. But we came in contact with these giant four-legged birds that were like, how big were they? To the DM, they were like 10, 15 feet up?
Yeah, they were about 10 feet tall.
These like 10-foot tall birds that were on these stilts of legs. We ended up killing them, and I felt bad, so I took the egg home. I plan on raising it, but I mean, that's beyond the point.
No offense, but your people are kind of big on that whole naturalism side of things. And she makes a gesture with her hands of like clearly preserving the natural world rather than just being a conservationist.
And absolutely.
She says, I heard that there was some stuff going on there, but maybe not my business. I can only see a little bit from this coastline, and you guys are on the other side of the mountain, right? At least that's what you said.
Yeah, you're talking about my peoples, like my tribes?
Yeah,
or
the other Tritons. The other Tritons.
Oh, there's something going on with the people? I haven't heard about anything.
Hey, yeah, I mean, a couple of days ago, there was a big set of waves, and I saw a couple of your guys running down the beach. One of them was a real big, tall gent, had some green stuff on the back of his mane, the ruff that you have, and she, gestures towards the fishy fins that you have to the side of your head. You would recognize that description as, Harold Strong, who is one of the other individuals who, like yourself, has been tasked with, interacting positively with the rest of the dwarves.
Huh. Well, I'm very curious about that, but I'll check that once our little conversation is over, I suppose. But
Of course, take your
also-
time. I got nowhere else to be.
Another odd creature that we found was these metallic, magnetic bending slugs. Given the name, they were just these large slugs that they already got a couple dwarves by the time we got there, reduced to skeletons. And they had the power to control the metal around them. It was very, very odd creatures indeed.
What a waste.
Also-
it's a shame they don't bring those skeletons up here. They might still be worth something, even if you put them in the ground. But if they were down in the mines, they probably just tossed them into a pit somewhere.
Probably. But given the fact that there's dwarven miners, I would suspect either left down there because it's just too big of a hassle to bring them up, or shipped back to wherever the dwarf was born, wherever his homeland is.
She shrugs and jerks a finger towards the graveyard and says, they brought in 2 fresh ones about 2 days ago, said it was a workplace accident.
Oh, maybe it was those slugs then. Maybe you got the slug victims.
Not if they were stripped to the bone. These ones had plenty of meat on them.
Never mind then. But
Emphasis on had. You guys haven't had any fights down there, have you?
Interpersonal or fighting just creatures?
Well, I tell you, these 2 were cut up. Something good.
No, we haven't attacked any other humanoids.
Well, they were dwarves. They were dwarves. They've been slashed up. I couldn't tell you by what, but I could tell you that they were in pieces when they buried them.
Huh, how odd. Yeah, no, the only hostiles we've come in contact with have been wildlife. Which I, of course, and I spawn, I do my druidcraft to, form a little flower or whatever. Try my best to solve peacefully, but no, such is life.
Yeah, I mean, you can't solve everything with peace, but you also can't solve everything with violence. I will say, I ate them, but you don't mind, I'm not being presumptuous. She kind of, looks back and forth between you and the graveyard and says, if they ever bring you out here, you wouldn't mind, right?
It's nature's course, but more than likely I would be buried with my people. I hold a fairly important place within my tribe's social circle, I suppose.
Well, that's fine, and I think if they bury you at sea, you're probably going to get too bloated to eat anyway. I just like to know, in case.
I'll cut you a deal. If I die in the Underdark, I'll give you an arm.
She shrugs and says, I don't think you'll be needing it by the time they bring you up here.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah,
but
it sounds like you made a lot of progress, and I saw they were growing a little bit in there. When they came up to have the funeral for those 2, there was actually some music up here. I was kind of surprised. I had to shut myself away for a few minutes. It was all too sappy. Ruins my appetite.
The rituals of the dead ruin your appetite for them.
She pats her stomach and says, 20 years of feeding on dead bones. It makes a difference when someone brings up 2 fresh meals.
I imagine. Huh. Tell me, the civilization has grown a good little bit. About I'd say I've only been back for less than a day, but a good 800 people have come.
800 people. Mostly dwarves?
Almost entirely.
That is really good news.
Oh, I bet. There's also been lots of workplace accidents too, which morbid for my end, but good news for you.
Great news for me. I imagine that those 2 who got brought up here, probably just because they got in some sort of fight.
Probably. It makes sense why they were cut up.
Yeah,
but
I mean, when I say cut up, I mean arm over here, leg over here. They put them all in a shroud, but they were trussed up like a pig.
Damn! What? Oh, very odd. But I'll suppose I'll be going now. Thank you for the tea and hospitality.
Yeah. Take care. It's not actual tea, by the way. She kind of makes a gesturing hand and says, it's, I'm not sure what you guys would call it. It's steeped. And she pulls out from her own glass a little length of ceremonial corpse bandage.
Oh, so I just drank corpse bandage water?
Yep.
Oh.
Make a con save.
Well.
If you wanted to know how to contract a disease in my campaign, drinking
we
what
go.
the goal gives you.
Oh wait, you said cons.
Yeah, con save.
Oh, a con save. I just rolled con.
Well, that should be fine. It shouldn't be that far off. Oh, that's not good. Roll me
Oh.
a d8, please.
A D8.
And then another d8. 2d8, please.
Goodness. All right, 8.
You have contracted Mind Break Migraine. And you will have it for 2 days.
Oh no.
Great.
So,
Judas, I must. Sorry.
Mind Break Migraine gives you disadvantage on all intelligence saving throws and checks for the next 2 days. At the end of every day, when you take a long rest, you get to make a check to try and decrease the amount of days by 1. It's a DC 15.
You said disadvantage on what checks?
Intelligence. Anything that has to do with intelligence. For the next 2 days.
All right, cool.
Essentially, you just get a really nasty headache.
I kind of give her kind of like a disgusted look. I was like, oh, well, in future reference, I may refrain from feeding me the same that you would eat.
She shrugs and just says, I'm kind of shocked that you didn't check.
Yeah, I must say, I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't. But
Yeah, well, we both learned something, right?
I guess.
POV.
So-
Judas is just drunk in the most disgusting thing in this campaign. It's not yet. It's not even close. But we'll get there.
Well, I waved to her.
Yep.
Essentially see her around before I guess trotting back to find out. Return to the group, but I do want to find out what's up with my tribe.
Yes, we will get there. We will get there probably for next session because
Yeah.
I'm prepping that. All right, because that will also determine based on how much downtime we have because we can do things in that as well. On to Mallow. Mallow, what are we doing?
I am trying to find my snake man because I need to make sure that he is alive.
Okay, we are making the rotation to try and find Jamie. Given the fact that you still feel the drive to protect and take care of Jamie, you get the feeling that he's probably still alive. Even though it's been 8 days since the gauge spell was cast on you, you get the drive, which means he's probably still alive. Roll me an perception.
Okay.
As you go around town and try and find your way from shop to shop, trying to figure out where Jamie would be, we need to see how successful you are at finding him first. 20. Okay, yeah, you feel very much drawn by your connection to him. It's not a directional thing, but it's more of like I feel more called in this way, I feel more called in this way. Sometimes it's not accurate, you end up turning down a bunch of alleyways, not sure where you're going, but at the end of a long search, probably takes you a couple of hours, you manage to find your way to the billets, where you can see a young man, very similar to Jamie, sitting on one of the porches, and shooting dice with some of the unemployed gentlemen sitting on the stoop. He has his regular human legs and his normal human guise, but interestingly enough, he's still shirtless.
Is his arm still kind of messed up?
No, it looks normal. But again, you know he's capable of projecting an illusion around himself that can make him look more normal. You can also
Hey,
see
Jamie,
an ever-increasing number of small denomination coins on his side of the table.
You seem to be doing pretty well for yourself.
He looks up and says, "Oh, hey, you're back, man. So good to
Hey,
see you
sorry,
again."
Sorry I left you for a while. I didn't think it was going to be a week. I'll be frank.
Yeah, he stands up, walks over, and slaps you on the back and says, "Mallow, my man, hey, yeah, no, that was a while. Let's coordinate that a little bit better next time. But I've kind of figured it out." And he gestures with his hand back towards the gambling table. Says, "So are you guys like back in town for a bit, or what?"
Yeah, we should be back in for a bit. We're going to do a few things. So I do have. He would gesture to the egg. Do you mind if I leave this with you on one condition that you don't?
He like narrows his eyes and looks at it and says, "I'm not sure what you're asking me to do." By the way, for Judas, take a D8 inspiration if you didn't already have it. And he says, "I'm not sure exactly what you're asking me to do, man. Like, you want me to take care of an egg? It's not really a thing that I'm good at, you know?"
That is fair. For the time being, if we're going to probably try to find a more permanent place. I can, while we're here above ground, I can probably, or as close to above ground as we can get. I probably can just find a job really quickly.
I mean, yeah, you could work, but like, there's also the option to buy houses now. They're building in one of the little sections over by the apartments. It's costly, man. I've been looking at it.
How much are we looking at?
They said like 100 gold to get started for like a small house. And that's just started. It's going to take a while to get it done.
Fair. Well, I'm going to take a take a triple check just to see what it costs at the workhorse. From what this is not my egg. It is the fishman's. He named it. He wishes to keep it. I am keeping it safe.
Okay, man.
In the meantime, I also was possibly wanting to try to see. I had a bit of an idea in mind because, let's be frank, you're very charming. So, you know the workhorse.
Thanks, man.
Always glad to show excellence. You know the workhorse.
Yeah, of course. I've been getting meals there when I can't get them here at the billets.
That's fair. When I was thinking, you can use one arm. So, what if we could get you to pour drinks there? From there, it'd be a relatively easy job.
I mean, hey, man, like, I appreciate the thought, but this whole thing, and he, like, gestures to his body, it's still under there, you know? Like, somebody goes and steps on the back half of me, not being able to see it, kind of a problem in that crowded space, you know?
That is fair.
Yeah, I will tell you, I haven't been doing just nothing. I've been gambling with these folks. They're kind of bad at gambling. I'm kind of winning. But the other thing is, I've been roughing it out in the sticks. It's not that hard to just sleep in one of these abandoned buildings, but they will chase you out if they figure out where you're sleeping. So a couple of times I've been sleeping up on the cliffs. I mean, it's no different from what I used to. The cave where I used to sleep is still there. It's just empty now.
Huh. There is one other idea. Are you afraid of things that are bigger than you by chance?
You mean like monster things that are bigger than me, or like what?
Monster doesn't really describe it all that well. How would you feel about living with a giant?
Not big on giants, not gonna lie to you, especially because, well, I'm not really human in the same way that you are, and he kind of drops his voice down low so he doesn't get hurt, and he's like, I'd kind of prefer to live in a place that has some sort of comfort, and giants are kind of well known for being big, brutish dumbasses.
That is fair. Okay.
I mean, like, where are you guys staying? Because I'm happy to like, keep the fort. If you guys are, like, renting out a room in the workhorse, we can stick around there, and I'll gladly, like, work to try and keep that room. But still, it's going to be working like this. And he gestures again towards the gambling. Unless I can find some way to work that doesn't interfere with my mobility.
That's...
But I mean, you guys are flush with cash, right? You could probably cover a couple of weeks at the end.
Yeah, we probably could. Yeah, I think we could. I think we could come up with something like that.
Yeah, and I've been sleeping in the billets when I get extra money, and that's not too bad.
Huh.
It's just kind of crowded, you know?
Yeah.
Most people live in there.
Yeah. Could always be worse. Trust me, Jimmy, I've been in worse.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I got no questions about that. Like I said, I went and slept on the hard cold stone for a while, so I'm doing much better now. Figured out how gambling works, at least. So yeah, I'll stick with you if you don't mind. And he goes back towards the table, gathers up his winnings, and says, "Have a good one. You take care, Rough Toes." And he gestures over to Norwich Rough Toes, who you recognize from before, who's already very, very drunk at about 11 in the morning. And he kind of totters over and loses a couple more coins to falling on his face. You're shocked that Rough Toes is not dead yet.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
Yeah,
Jamie.
for a dude who's been like professionally unemployed and alcoholic for this extension of time, he is a tough motherfucker.
I gotta admit, it's kind of impressive.
Yeah, I mean, some of them live for a while. Yeah. Tough it
You
out.
guys have a relatively long lifespan, if I remember correctly.
You ain't here. Yeah, they do. Jamie kind of nods his, all right, I'm with you then. And
right.
I'll keep this for myself. And he tucks the coin purse away into his pants pocket.
Wait, you have pockets?
I mean, yeah, you gave me pants, remember?
But wait, aren't they not?
Yeah, I tore them open. And he like flaps with a hand, and like you can see that the top of the pants have been cut open to fit his lower body. I need something to carry stuff, you know, and I don't have a backpack.
We could change that.
I mean, yeah, that'd be helpful. I could go further out if I could carry food.
Fair.
You've given him a shirt, 10 silver, and a pair of pants. Like,
I gave him the equivalent of just like $200.
Yep. You'll be good, little Jimmy, for the weekend. Here's $200 and a t-shirt. Turning you loose in Atlantic City. You'll be fine.
In which case, I'm gonna go walk towards the workhorse inn.
Alrighty. You head toward the workhorse inn. Jamie follows you. On to Ilric. Ilric, what are we doing?
We're looking for a bow.
Okay, a bow.
Oh, we're gonna check the. I mean, shit. We're gonna check the smithy first.
Yeah, I assumed. So,
Yeah.
you go over to the smithy, you again see the same thing that Salem saw, the open smithy, the public forum. You can see the two people on active work duty, Gerald Echen and Matta Dent, who you remember before, who kind of gave you the lowdown on Dan. I assume that you want to talk with Gerald as well. It's going to take a few minutes of waiting.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You head over, after a few minutes, says, "Hey, what can I do for you, little, and he, like, looks down at the kobold.
Cobalt.
"Oh, I know what you are. Just wondering, what? Why?
I like a bow, please.
Do you care what size of bow?
Fun that I can carry?
So a short bow.
Yeah, that's what he called it.
Do you need ammunition?
Yes.
How much?
20 euros.
Okay. 32 gold up front.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
wait a fucking second. That's a lot of gold.
Yeah,
This is a low gold setting, right?
correct.
Wait, question is
And
Salem
to
still
clarify-
around? Or is...
Salem is not still around.
No, you're not there.
Yeah.
This is a logo setting, and I'm talking about a wooden bow, correct?
Yeah, bows are quite expensive. They are considered a two-handed weapon. Or no, technically I guess it's single-handed martial, so it'd be 17 gold. My apologies.
All right, what is your Scott telling him? Like, how badly is he getting fucked here?
Roll me an insight.
Let's see it. Oh, shit.
This, do you have an inspiration?
Wait. I'm using a D8 inspo.
Okay.
I need to get something here.
Let's hope you roll higher than a 6. That's a 4.
That's not great.
This
Alright,
guy
well-
he doesn't seem to be fucking with you. He seems to be giving you a straight price, though you can tell from his eyes that he finds the concept of dealing in good faith with a kobold objectively novel. Like, this is the first time he's seen a civilized kobold.
It's a bit steep. What if I were to only get 10 euros?
16.
Can make do with that.
Alright, 16 it is. Give me a few minutes. It's gonna take a while to get the wood. And he turns around and starts working on it. You note again that a lot of the stuff in here seems to be working with lead and working with iron. The amount of carpentry or woodworking available at the public smithy is very limited. So you watch as he starts testing out sections of yew and wood and oak and ash, and eventually fits on one and starts shaving it down with a lathe very roughly and making lathe cuts and layering different pieces of wood with stickum and pitchum. And by the time that he's done, you get a pretty decent primer on how to make a bow, because this guy appears to be using every single other person in the workshop as a suggestion box for how to make it. Matter of fact, he actually takes Matta Dent's bow from the side of the building and checks it against the one that he's building before he hands it back to you, along with 10 basic broadhead arrows.
Small thing, DM, I'm so sorry. I accidentally rolled for Shala's insight, not mine. Would a 12 have made any difference from an 8 there, or no?
It actually would have.
I'll leave it entirely up to you.
Yeah, so with a 12, you would notice that Gerald Echan is swarthy. Not swarthy in the way that a gold dwarf is swarthy as in black. Swarthy as in, islander. Redneck. Very, very much a sailor dwarf.
Oh, that's-
Back into character, Ilric,
Oh boy.
you would get the impression that Gerald Echan is some sort of sailor. Maybe a ship's cooper or a ship's smith, or maybe even some sort of ship's mate, possibly off of one of the ships that have been delivering people constantly to Mistmore Island. So you get the distinct impression that, one, this is probably the first time he's been around a kobold, and two, he doesn't really have the same level of expertise as an actual smith. So it's probably why the cost is so high, you figure.
Right, listen. Is there any way I could get a discount for working for the for Urgot?
I mean, yeah, you could have asked Doric, but he's not here today. Doric works for free.
When would he been? Be in?
I don't know, some weeks he's here the whole time, sometimes he just shows up for a couple of hours. He's a very busy man, he's one of those friends of the royal family.
That's kind of rough.
Sorry, man,
shit.
he's the only real artisan on the entire island as far as I can tell. It's Doric Malis. He'll make you anything. And he doesn't charge for simple stuff like this. But, this is my second bow I've ever made, so... Kind of gestures to it, it's not a shittily made bow, but it's definitely, amateurish.
I mean, that's a steep price for a fucking amateurish bow.
It has no mechanical disadvantages.
No, but it doesn't have any advantages either.
It's not prettier. It's not very pretty. That's the only disadvantage.
It is a bow, and I better not fucking lose it this time. All right, whatever. We'll take it.
Yep. All right, that's 16 gold pieces from you for 10 pieces of ammunition.
I'm now poor.
Remember to keep track of your ammunition.
Oh, don't worry. I've been trying to do that, but I haven't exactly had any ammunition so far to track.
That's perfectly fair. Could have bought some. All right, so.
Yeah.
Again, the whole point is the surface is much more expensive. Is that all you have for down here? Or are you going to ask more questions of Mr. Ichan?
I give no more cares for this guy, but I'm going to want to go into the... Oh, I have it in my notes. It was the twin businesses. The
curious and incurious goods shops?
I want to check it out at some point, yeah.
We'll get to that in just a second, shall we?
I'm fine to do that in a group if you want to be back up.
We might do that in a group, because I assume that in order to get there from the smithy, you would have to go past the workhorse inn, and I assume that all the rest of us are meeting up at the workhorse. All right, Thorin, on to the last one who rolled the worst initiative, sadly. What can I do for you?
Hey, yep.
Thorin?
Oh, okay, are you unmuted? Yep.
There you
Awesome.
go.
All right.
Come on, schizo poster in chief.
Maybe... No, never mind. The truth is being hidden from us.
Please shut up. All right. What are you doing while we're in town?
What are my options?
Quite a lot. You can visit any of the new businesses. You can talk to any of our previous meters. You can just hang out at the workhorse inn if you just want to fuck around for a bit. If you don't have a specific thing that you want to buy or go towards or visit, you can pretty much just hang out at the inn for all the other people to get back. I believe someone said they wanted to go see how Dan was doing, but that is kind of a long trip even for Thorin.
That was me.
I know, but I'm just saying you could have communicated that.
I don't want to just like sit around and do jack shit. But I also
you could also
don't
look
really
for work.
have anything.
You could also look for work. There's plenty of downtime activities that we could go over. I actually made a whole downtime
activities.
Yes. Okay. So to go over the downtime activities, because essentially this would be you going out to the administration building and waiting in the line for them to tell you some jobs that are open.
I like how I'm looking at a whole fucking list of activities and I'm like, I don't know what I can do. I'm fucking retarded.
Okay, I will go through them with you. I will help you. So, outside of the administration building, which is no longer overseen by Terrence Fullbottle, but is now overseen by Tork of Sundabar, who is that guard who talked to you earlier, there's a list of activities. Mechanically, how this works, for each day that you spend on the surface, and you guys can spend like a significant amount of time on the surface, you guys can set aside time on the surface to make money, or to do surface quests, because there's still plenty left, and again, I assume like Judas wants to get some of his done, which is fine. There are 3 sections to every day. It is preferable to spend one of those sections sleeping, and then 2 8-hour shifts doing something else. So completing a mission is 1 8-hour shift. Doing a job shift is another 8-hour shift. And then if you want to go the full day doing things, aka you go without sleep, you work the entire day, 24 hours, you take a level of exhaustion automatically into the next day. So, how it works for the downtime activities. There are several different types. You can work in the mine, which is 13 copper per shift. You can hunt or fish, which is a D4 -1 meals, and you can optionally sell the food to get money, but it's not a ton. You can farm. There are new farms that have been established up on the mountainsides. Specifically, we'll talk about them during the procession, but there have been a couple of different farms established to help lower food costs. And that gives you a meal per day, plus 10 copper per shift. And then construction and cleanup, which is clearing out a lot of the buildings, helping with the roads, helping with clearing out areas of sewage, drainage, hauling away rocks, basic stuff like that. Also, pushing broom and shit like that is 12 copper per shift. Specialized labor, which basically requires that you have some sort of connection or personal hook-in with one of the existing businesses in town. You need to discuss about what type of job you can actually do with your skill set. But with that skill, you can make up to 15 copper per day. In addition to that, again, you can try and take some contract work if you want to look around and try and find some more missions here on the surface. Some of your players, obviously, Judas, have already found some of those. So, those are the downtime activities. Do you need any of them explained again to you, Thorin?
No, I'm good. I want to find a contract mission, I think.
Absolutely. We're going to get to that next session, but I will have you roll for something on the surface. Do you have any ones that you know out in character that are surface missions that are important for you, or no? It is totally fine if no.
Let me check. I don't think I do, but...
And we can also say that you just go with Judas when Judas goes and does it. That work?
Yeah, I don't have any surface.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just have you go with Judas. Okay, that's perfectly fine. All right, so as we finish up our first initiative, was there anything that we need to do before we take our first 5-minute break, meet at the Wave Mother Inn, and then head over to Curious and Incurious Goods?
Oh.
Alrighty, I will take that as a no. All right.
There was one thing that I did.
Yes. Let's hear it.
Oh, Temple of Images.
Mm-hmm.
Father
Adolphus Rhett.
Father Adolphus Rhett. Cleric and trade medical professional. Can I specifically just be a doctor there?
Dude, he already invited you to be a priest. That is totally a connection you can use, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, he already invited you to work there. He's happy to have some other religious person there helping him out. He's very, very happy to have you work with him. Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So as we get that off the plate, you guys can discuss in character how long you want to stay on the surface, how long before you want to go back down, how much you want to get done, and how you're going to sustain yourselves in a few minutes. In the meantime, we're going to take our first 5-minute break at exactly 1 hour and 47 minutes. Okay, so as we get back into character after our short break, we all meet up more or less within a few minutes, within a few hours at the Workhorse Inn. Of the 4/5 major accommodations that you guys have available, the Greasy Spoon having expanded its organization to not only provide food to the marketplace, but also now to provide slightly overpriced rooms to people who want to stay on the coastline. There's also the Workhorse Inn, which you've stayed at before with Jericho Dial. He's redone and overhauled a lot of his rooms, so they are now much more all on the more acceptable side of design, and they've maintained a much higher quality level than a majority of other places. So they're 2 silver a night. The billets in the bunkhouse, which are a silver per day, are now overseen by Terrence Fullbottle, who you mentioned, who you met before, who is now actually, seemingly, and by the talk of people who you met, has renounced his place as being head of administration. Basically, he had a job as like town crier / person who helped organize contractees. He's kind of like half given up on the job and is now running the billets and the bunkhouse as a private venture. Then finally, there is an option for slumming it, aka living out with camping gear, but you are informed by both Fullbottle, if you had met him, and by Mr. Torque of Sundabar, who you met on your way in, that there is now a permit per person, a permanent permit for slumming it. So if you're going to be homeless, if you're going to be just living out of the ruins, it costs 20 gold pieces to be essentially permanently insured to do that. And there's obviously no food included. There is also an option mentioned.
We need a fucking license to be homeless. Is this England?
It's called a camping license, and it exists within most civilized societies. And
this goes against my constitutional rights. I thought this was America.
This is not America, and also America has this.
Yeah.
They've had it since the 60s. It's an anti-camping ordinance. It's pretty important, honestly, to the structure of a modern city. Otherwise, you get Skid Row. So, the other option, the final one, is purchasing a house. Like I mentioned, in this mapped area, the place between the check-in and the royal apartments is currently, like, prime real estate. Like, that is an area that is going to be developed, and the 2 newest buildings, Old Smoky and Curious and Incurious Goods, have gone up on either side of it. So this is basically going to be the Hollywood Hills, right in the lieu of the royal apartments, right up at the front of the city as well. So that is going to be an expensive place, but it's theoretically a place you could buy property. In the meantime, our party conglomerates within the Workhorse Inn, where you guys are comfortably seated by Mr. Jericho Dial, essentially waving you in with his gruff, "Oh, welcome back. Glad to have you." He looks a lot more pleased and possibly a little bit more easy about the lips than he was before. Seemingly, the increase in people has done his business very well.
How much is a house?
How much is a house? Are you asking that in character as you get back into the Workhorse Inn, or are you asking your DM how much a house is?
I'm asking my DM how much a house is.
Okay. Your DM will tell you that if you go to the administration building, they will tell you that to build a small house does not accommodate all of you, but to build a small house, it is going to cost 100 gold down, and then it's going to cost more gold to expand it, or to get different amenities put in, and of course you have to furnish it yourself. It also is not built instantly, it does take time.
Oofa!
100 gold down is pretty good in this economy.
Yeah, and that's for a house that won't accommodate all of you, really. I mean, like, you...
And we just got 100 gold.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Can I get a garage for my dog?
You want a dog house for Shala? She would probably be insulted, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's fair. She'll sit by the fireplace. She's fine.
Yeah, and you can see that there's been a major adjustment just to the food and drink prices at the Workhorse Inn. What used to be 1 copper is now 3. What used to be 4 copper is now 5. What used to be a couple coppers is 6, or a silver piece. The chicken is a silver piece where it used to be in copper, and the goat is now 2 silver pieces where it used to be 1. It has doubled in price.
Ooh. All right.
Most of these prices have increased by at least 20%. Others have increased by 100%.
Damn.
I have a quick question about... Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry. No, you got.
If anyone would like to narrate their entrance to the scene as I try and set it, you're welcome to do so.
I just have a quick question about the average personage of the town right now. How do we look on the scale of, like, normal like workman to high class personage? Like how are we looking at that compared to when we first ventured into the gray zone?
Are you asking how kempt and well dressed you are?
Asking how rich the neighborhood has gotten. Yes.
Oh, not at all. It has not.
Okay.
It does not look any richer. It just looks more populated.
Understood.
Which again just means that more people are working. The more people who are working, the more likely it is that they can afford this cost. Remember, with the shifts that you saw, it's not all that hard for someone working in the mines to make 3 silver a day. That's enough to stay in the Workhorse Inn and get a couple of slices of fry bread to fuel you for the day. Or like a plowman's of fry bread and water. Like it would not be that hard to stay in the Workhorse. It would be much easier to stay in the billets if you wanted to save up some money.
Gotcha.
But that's like for the normal day
Right.
laborer, not for you guys.
Oh yeah, hey DM, question I guess. For when I actually do start working, because so it would be 2 shifts. How much would I get
3.
from like?
Yeah, so I
or
went
3,
over
but
the
that's
whole
if-
I went over the whole passive income thing. You want me to go through it again?
No, I'm good with that. I was actually wondering if like with a specialized labor, does that just include anything that's not necessarily listed here, or are there like specific things that
You
are
need to
in
have a
mind?
personal connection with one of the shops in there, and they need to hire you to do a specific job. For example, again, with Mallow, he has a connection to the Temple of Images. They already wanted him to act as a priest and healer. He's willing to do that job. They're willing to hire him on because he has that capability. So if you had something
So-
like that,
Yeah, so then does that mean I could theoretically like play for an inn? Because I know, fuck, why can't I remember his name? It was literally just on the screen.
Jericho
The
Dial.
Workhorse Inn guy.
Jericho Dial.
I could play for him and like do a shift like as an entertainer.
I mean, you need to talk to again. You need to apply for all these jobs. I'm just giving it to Mallow because he was already offered the job. But yeah,
okay.
you could make 15 gold per shift if you worked at the Workhorse Inn as an entertainer.
You mean 15 silver?
Yeah, 15
gold
silver.
is kind of crazy.
Oh, 50
Yes,
silver.
15 silver. What?
You'd be rich as hell.
Sorry,
It's-
15
yeah,
copper.
I-
15
I-
copper.
I-
Jesus Christ. 15 copper.
Dude, he keeps
Possibly
Dude,
like
his wages keep getting slashed.
I
Good God.
wrote it down and made it clear to everyone. I read it out when Piper asked. So
it is copper now. Though.
yeah,
It
it's
would
all
be,
in it's
so
all in copper.
working,
It's a
2
silver
shifts-
and it's a silver and a half. And if you worked 2 shifts, it's 3 silver. Like
Yeah.
it's not bad. That will
Actually, wait, yeah, if you,
remember it's 2 silver a night to stay at the Workhorse in general.
yeah. So basically, I'd be using my main entertainer feat probably. Or wait, what if I were to use my entertainer feat? Would that stack somehow?
No, there's no increaser on your bonuses, unfortunately. Right now, people are not in the position to give out like tips essentially, but that may be a thing that we do in future.
Yeah.
All right. So in the meantime, we all conglomerate. Who gets there first? I believe it would be Thorin, right?
Yup.
Yep. Thorin, as the one who is most concerned with employment and went straight to the administrative building and then followed along to the Workhorse Inn. You managed to come in. It is midday, probably about 4 or 5 o'clock, so rush hour for the Workhorse. It's full, it's boisterous, it's bubbling. Just like the last time that you came here with Judas, it is fairly full. Not emptying out like late at night last time that you came. As you get in, you get yourself seated. Jericho Dial, who recognizes you at least vaguely or understands that you're a contract worker, gestures you to a seat, and you are greeted by a lovely blue-skinned tiefling. If our own beloved Morta Miz wouldn't mind taking Thorin's order.
Hi, welcome to the Workhorse Inn. What would you like?
Has the menu changed at all since the last time?
Menu's
Well, I
right
guess
in
I
front
didn't
of
see you
sir.
last time, but
She like taps the paper.
okay.
We ran out of goat, so we're using Captain's Mess. If you want to know the ingredients, it's listed below the label.
Well, I'll try that then.
That'd be 4 silver.
Yeah, it's like,
By the way, those are for 2 different restaurants, but you're good. That's totally fine.
I just and you can cut this part.
No, I got
find
you.
it really fun.
On the left is the one for the greasy spoon. On the right is the one for Jericho Dial.
I listen. I do find it absolutely hilarious that she peddles the most expensive option immediately.
Oh, of course, she's a talented saleswoman.
Oh,
Gotta
you
make
can
it
keep
work.
this in. You can keep this in.
I'm
Just,
going to. I'm planning on it. But good
Oh,
job.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Thorin, did you bow out?
oh, I was just subtracting a silver from my inventory.
Got you. It's 4 silver for the captain's mess, which is apparently getting shipped in.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, DM, I know it's expensive.
Yeah, I'm just a bowler like that. What can I say? I just got it's payday, bro.
You're gonna just serve
Payday.
like a drink with that.
What do you have to drink?
It's water, hard liquor, or beer. Hard liquor and beer are both a copper, 1 copper or 5 copper.
I'll just have water, please.
Water's free.
Epic sauce.
All
The
right.
water down on your table gives you like a smile. It's very corporate.
Stilted.
Are you new here?
No, but
Didn't
you
see
seem
it.
to be. What were you here last week?
Something like that, a couple days ago.
It's you and your friends who went into the Underdark, wasn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Indeed, we came back, got a lot of cool shit.
In that case, may I recommend a couple of drinks for extra silver?
Well, of course. Though I'm quite alright right now.
If you want to order a round for the party, a silver will do you.
Oh, have we arrived?
Yeah, I was just about to intro you once I got a yes or no on drinks
Well,
from Thorin.
fine then if I have to.
Thank you for your patronage, sir. Hey,
Jericho,
for the-
Jericho jerks his head, says, I see it, I'm getting it. And he wanders over to the bar and starts pouring well whiskey, which again is that same startling, unnatural blue color of like creme de curacao or like 8 oranges or whatever it is. What is it? Triple sec? Yeah, it's the same
Yeah,
color as
triple
triple
sec,
sec. Oh god, gross.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Triple sec is not beautiful. You're out of your mind.
I love margaritas.
Okay, so
whiskey being the same color as triple sec is horrifying.
it is. So, as you are provided with your meal relatively slowly, it is the same captain's mess that's available at the Greasy Spoon, probably because of a shortage of the initial goat harvest. Not a surprising thing, given the incredible jump in population, and also probably the popularity of the Workhorse Inn in general. The rest of you arrive, and you're able to find yourselves a seat. I will allow you to communicate amongst yourselves, and if you'd like to speed up the orders, I will leave that up to Morta. But otherwise, I will stay quiet while I let you guys talk in character.
Is Jamie here with us?
Yes, Jamie's there.
I flip over a page. Wait, how young does Jamie look again?
He looks to be in like his late teens, maybe like early 20s. He's got a young looking face, but he definitely looks to be an adult.
Would you like the water?
Yeah,
Jamie, would you?
that'd be nice. Yeah, if I could get water, I'd appreciate it. And he puts down a few copper pieces and says, "Can I get like some toast or fry bread, whatever you guys call it?"
Sure, absolutely.
Could I get lamb, the bread bowl lamb? Jamie, what do you like?
Yeah, I just got fry bread. It's toast. It's the same. Yeah, same thing.
You sure you don't want some?
Yeah, I'm good. I ate earlier.
Okay. Could I get a lamb? Could I get a lamb and two more shots?
Shots are more expensive than the ale.
Understandable.
It's 5 copper a piece for each of those, so it's a silver total. And
Yep.
then for the lamb stew, I assume with bread is a silver piece.
Yep.
That'll cover your daily.
I am peddling only the most affordable assortment of dinner combinations, of course.
Naturally.
Yes.
Right.
God.
Now, if you would like to go first.
Oh yes. I'll have the goat.
She just looks at you very curiously.
You see a kind of like a shadow, almost like maybe if a mouse or something dashed in the corner of your eye. That something slid under the table.
She just sighs. All right. Makes a note that there is a pet under the table that might cause a mess later. Not looking forward to cleaning that up. Would you like anything for your She like leans over.
No, as we'll spit it.
Okay. And a drink for you.
The ale, please.
All right. She writes down lamb stew, bowl with bread.
All right. For the rest of you, we can just go quick through this. I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good.
Gotcha. All right, everyone else order up. Drop your silver, and then we'll assume that you can all afford it. I believe that's accurate, right? No abnormal requests?
Nope. Just
No, I mean, I think maybe he'll do like Salem may ask for like chicken if with like a side of like cheese or like a something else, some like cheese bread or some shit.
Yeah, it would be a three copper upcharge for that fry bread with cheese. that
Okay,
you had
yeah,
before.
no, worth it.
Yep.
Worth it. Yeah,
My
we'll
family
do,
my family refers to that as cheesy toast. Not sure if you're
I
familiar.
love cheesy.
I love cheesy toast.
Yeah. So basically, you'd ask for the chicken, which is the 1 silver, but then with like the extra cheesy bread or cheesy toast.
Absolutely. Drop down your coppers.
Notes.
Drop down your coppers, and then you can recite back to them, and then we'll lead them to it.
Yep.
And then
She
also
closes
water, I
the
guess.
book after she's finished taking your orders, and is mildly amused.
Drinks come pretty quickly after you guys order. Food comes about 15 minutes later. You guys have plenty of time to talk.
Mallow just immediately shotguns down the shot.
Jimmy,
you're
how's
drinking
it?
quick.
God.
Yeah, I was just saying. Well, you're drinking quick, Mellow.
It tastes like copper.
Well, let's just say things are. It's been a week, and it
What's new?
is 5 o'clock somewhere. I don't know where.
It is 5 o'clock here, actually.
Ah, fair enough.
It's 5 o'clock now.
Well, in which case, I get to break my fast.
Didn't know you were fasting. Didn't really
Well.
care much, but didn't know.
Fair enough. But I did think about something. You know the Temple of Images.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that just for a bit of work during the time being, because basically just to get things out of the way. I could work at the Temple of Images for like 16 hours a day, get us like 3 silver, and then from there we can help to get a decent chunk of things and a bit of money for to keep our stuff, and to also keep Jamie somewhere that's a bit nicer than the bunkhouses, or just the bunkhouses.
Right then. So, what? You're expecting us all to work our asses off to give Jamie a place to sleep?
I mean, I could already do it, but I could do it regularly with the 3 silver. It's that I'd be making a day. It's just that I was thinking that could be an option for things. It also would give us a bit of something that we could do to try to save a bit more money, since.
Well, Mallow, I could always help with the with supplying Jamie a place to live, of course on the account that he would look after the egg when I'm not available.
I mean, I can also let you know that I can get my own food pretty easily. It's just like the place to stay that's kind of rough, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's easy. I'm more than happy to oblige to help you have a roof over your head. But I would just feel better if someone could watch the egg while the rest of us are in the Underdark.
I do think we should chip in for a place.
Okay. Jimmy, how far did you get in with the change that we gave you for going what's it called? For housing over the week?
Hello.
Hello, DM.
Sorry, who was that
Yeah.
referring to? Was that a question in character for
That was
me?
about Jamie asking for how long he managed to hold out for housing
Oh,
before
just-
just not having enough anymore.
He said, well, for the first couple of days, I kind of ate and stayed here, and then they raised the price, and then I got like maybe 3 days that I was able to just sleep. One day I couldn't eat, so I just kind of walked out the last day, and then I went around trying to figure out a way to make money, and I slept in the cave, and I slept in the the ruins out there, and then they started clearing people out of there, so I started just going down to the billets, and I saw some people making money off gambling, and I'm pretty good at gambling, so I went and did that, and for the last couple of days I've been able to stay in the billets off the money I've made from that.
How did you gamble if you didn't have any money?
Well, you gamble for things, right? I had a couple of coppers left, and I did try and push some broom and stuff like that as well. Not really fun work. I'd rather throw some dice around.
Okay.
We in the
How much did
alleyway
you-
shooting dice.
Out of curiosity, how much did you manage to make just gambling?
He pulls out a tiny little sack of coins from his pocket and says, "It's like 8 copper and 1 silver."
Ooh,
Not
nice.
bad, not bad.
God.
Yeah, that's what I've had from the last couple of days. But again, I've also been out in the wilds. I hunted and ate some birds. I think I ate a couple of fish. Some of the people who are fishing out here, they don't really keep track of their nets, and I'm a pretty strong swimmer. So I went down and I ate some of the fish out of there. So I haven't really had to cover food for the last 4 days. But it's not really safe doing that.
Yeah.
I see.
People kind of notice when a 10-foot long snake steals from their nets.
Yeah.
So, I do think that this idea of trying to buy a house is is worth something. Hell, if I'm going to be buying anything, it's likely going to be very expensive because, I'll be frank, plate mail doesn't come cheap, nor does it grow on trees.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Well, at the moment, in my own personal finance, I do have this, and I pull out an oceanic gem. It was my family gave it to me in case I needed to pawn it in case I ever needed change. I think it's worth about 20 gold.
That was one of the things that we already included in the sale.
Oh no, that was a personal item that I brought in with me.
I probably should not have added that to the list then. We can ignore it for now, but just, yeah, if you're not selling it, make sure you make that known.
All right, yeah.
All right. So,
Well,
I
Okay.
don't exactly have the money for the moment if we want to split it evenly. I did get this new bow, but I have only 15 gold and change, so I don't know how much I can cover the 100.
I mean, like, if you guys are gonna stay in town and work for a bit, why don't you, technically, like, take 4 or 5 days off? I mean, I heard the procession was happening earlier. That's what everybody was talking about, and they say they throw gold into the crowd for that. Maybe you could make a few extra without even working.
Well, that sounds like
Okay.
an idea.
yeah.
And I mean,
When is this?
it's later this afternoon.
Wait. So they're just throwing money into the crowd?
That's what people are saying. A lot of the drunks were talking about how it's the first time that they get the opportunity to see a gold piece. Well, the reason why, I guess, is because Cord family's really, really wealthy, apparently.
Huh.
That sounds all good and dandy, but I've heard when I visited the hag. She mentioned something of something happening to the tribe or my tribe. So I'd like to go check that out later this evening. So
Get on it.
Traveling out to your tribe would probably take enough time that it would preclude your meeting with that. AKA, this is the DM telling you we'll do that next session.
okay.
But yeah. So just now your DM stepping in if we have nothing else in character. Is that
I do
accurate?
want to
Yeah, go ahead.
try to check with everybody.
Yeah, please
So-
do.
The small house is like 100 gold. That isn't going to fit all of us. Could try to spring for a larger one. I wouldn't be surprised if it's double or triple, but definitely doable. Definitely doable, especially with time.
Let's hope so.
I can only imagine with a couple days savings, if we pool our money, we could get a nicer end house for all of us.
But if it's gotten this much expensive in this time, I can only imagine what it will be by the next time we come up, yes?
True.
Hell, prices have already almost doubled in some places.
They've
That's
certainly
just-
doubled here,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I'm slightly confused by all of what we're doing right now. Look, I understand helping people, but we seem to be picking up strays. No offense intended, Jamie.
Yeah, no offense at all. Again, he's literally charmed and forced to take care of me. This is kind of beyond my control, you know?
Well, we are it, and we're taking care of you, yeah?
Which is why I'm confused.
Jamie's a good lad. I'm more than happy to look out for him.
And again, seriously, if there's anything that comes my way, I'd definitely be happy to help you guys out. But in the meantime, I'm just trying to figure out how to live up here. You gotta remember, I've never been around humanoids before. It's kind of a big step in my existence.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable.
Well, then let me be clear, Jamie. You better be a benefit to us, because I am not afraid to cut you loose the moment I think that things will not be going our way. I intend to survive up here
Insight.
and down there.
Insight.
Alright.
He is disturbingly unaffected by your cutting words. Like, where you would expect some other, 20-year-old to react negatively to that, this is Jamie. Jamie's been being told how useless and how people have been trying to get rid of him since he was able to walk and understand language. He literally just nods and goes, yeah, that makes sense. And, I'm happy to take care of, the egg or look after the house, whatever you want, and then I can pass aside some of my money if you guys have a way to, provide for my food while you're here. I could definitely figure out a way to set aside some money for you.
Fine then.
That's not bad. I could chip into a stipend for Jamie.
I'm happy to send him part with some of my money so he could have room when we go back.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was sleeping in caves. I kind of feel bad.
I mean, that was how I was living forever, you know, so... It's not too weird.
There are definitely worse places to sleep, but
Yeah, but
If-
I mean, the
but
whole
I
point
do-
was taking you was to get you away from that.
But I do wish to make one point. I do very much appreciate you all offering to help, but if you feel like it is too much, I can still take care of myself and Jamie. I already have a decently paying job lined up. I just be taking basically a few days to go work that, then go back down into the Underdark.
I will give you a little DM hack because I am feeling generous. Because of how the transit works, no matter what you do when you travel between layers, there's a couple of days where not much happens because you're traveling on a relatively safe route. That means you have about 2 days that you can reliably get 8 hours of rest. Meaning that if you enter the Underdark with a couple levels of exhaustion, as long as you have a safe route, which you don't currently, but you may in future, you'll be able to get rid of those levels of exhaustion a little bit more easily in future. So just letting you know.
I was just thinking about that earlier. I was like, Loki could just take levels of exhaustion because, like, you know, 1 level doesn't even do anything.
Yeah, well, 1 level doesn't do anything, but 2 levels is a bit, and then more levels is a problem. Yeah. Stacking up could
And,
be an
like,
issue.
Yeah, and like 2 levels is like an inconvenience, but like, and you don't want to go higher than that, but like, you know, you can get rid of that pretty easy.
In the meantime, as we figure out what we're doing, can I get a definitive number on how many days we're staying on the surface?
Whoa, great question.
Yeah. Hey, DM, do you mind if we discuss this a bit out of character? Because think
I
it
would highly recommend it, yes. And we can... I'm not going to take a break here,
Cool.
but I'd like you to discuss it out of character, yes.
I think
Okay,
we should
cool.
stay about like 5 days.
That's what
I'm
I was
good for that.
thinking. 5 days.
Yeah, like kind of like just the main 5-day. Yeah, that works.
True.
I'm also
It gives
happy
us
to get some
time
fresh air.
work,
Yeah.
meet people. You know, Luke already knows there are certain people I want to meet, so you know it gives us time to do that shit.
I'd also be happy trying to go hunting.
Hell,
Like just to get some nice perishable food to buffer us out at least a little
Honestly,
bit. You know.
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Oh, thinking about it, I could probably-
Salem and Yelric could do some hunting because
Not in the water though. We're not going boat
No,
fishing yet.
But we can,
Underwater.
but we
We're
can
going
make the agreement on about 5 days out of the Underdark.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
5 days
sure.
actually works pretty well.
And,
like a
have
week
we-
in, a week out.
Have we decided where we're staying? Nights.
I'm thinking the Workhorse Inn, mainly just because we know what it is,
Well-
and... Oh, sorry.
Workhorse Inn is good, but for half the price, if we care, we could stay at the Billets or Bunkhouse. But it's probably going to be half the quality as well.
My
True,
God,
but
I
it's
am
also
not
the case
staying
of
at
we
the
don't-
bunkhouse. I have been acclimated to a certain level of what's the word? Service.
All right, Mr. Royalty. Well, beggars can't be choosers.
But I'm not begging. I have the money. I am not staying at the bunkhouse.
If it were
but-
just me, I would not care about the concept of staying at the bunk. But
It is really not that bad.
I only very. Can I board the
No,
what
yeah,
the door?
I was going to
This
say,
time
no
it's
offense,
locked.
the major problem with the bunkhouse is just lack of privacy. So, like, there's people all around, there's no private rooms, the bathhouse is kind of an outhouse. So if you're, like, talking about maybe not wanting to get your stuff stolen and, you know, having your dog not have to be on a really tight leash all the time, probably the bunkhouse aren't a great idea.
You can't crank your hog.
Someone's going to steal
Oh.
my egg.
I'm going
There
to
we go.
I'm going to wring your neck. All right.
Ring his wiener.
Good
Oh
lord.
no!
Welcome to D&D, everyone. All right, so as
Yeah.
you guys make the decision
It's
on
the best.
5 days, getting a decent job and not being chuds living in the Workhorse Inn,
Yeah.
Morta is able to come over to collect and check on you and make sure that your days are tallied. So take it away before we split back up and head towards Curious and Incurious Goods, I believe.
Oh shit!
And just out of character for a bit, this can be cut. I forgot what the rates were. If you can just let me know for the
This
I'm
doesn't have
really
to be.
stupid.
This does not have to be out of character. It's fine. The rates for the passive work, the downtime activities.
Yeah, I'm just looking at numbers.
Yep.
Because
So
I mean,
working
I
in
also
the
have to
mine.
keep in mind.
Working in the mine is 13 copper per shift, and you can take 2 shifts a day with no downsides. Hunting and fishing gives you a D4 meals, -1, and you can optionally sell the food for money if you want. Farming is a meal per shift, and then 10 copper per shift. Construction and cleanup is 12 copper per shift. Specialized labor, like what Mallow is going to do, and what Salem is going to do, is 15 copper per shift.
Wait, is the femoid joining our party?
Oh, I was just curious.
She literally just works here, and I was trying to intro her in so she could offer you guys some rooms. My apologies. Go right
Yes.
ahead, Morta.
I was just curious, because part of my job is selling you guys things
Exactly
and
right.
stuff.
Ah,
So
No,
the economy does matter.
disrespect, I was just genuinely curious.
No, you're good.
thank you,
No
Quartermaster.
disrespect, Femoid.
I didn't mean any disrespect, femoid.
Shut the fuck up.
Please cease. This is not getting cut. It's all staying in. I just hope you know.
Oh no.
That's right. Now all of Twitter.com knows you're misogynist.
No.
Dude,
Anyway.
one time I got called a misogynist because I said that Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain.
Anyway.
Anyway,
They persecuted Christ for he told the truth.
Oh,
Genuinely, though. Genuinely.
ladies and gentlemen, we've gone off the deep end.
Before my head gets turned into an art piece against a stucco wall, please, Morta, save me.
oh,
God.
Lord.
Anyway, what the
Morta
fuck
comes
was I
by your
gonna
table again. She's looking mildly pallid in the moment.
Hmm.
And
Which is like
What
baby
rooms do
blue
you like?
instead of purple.
How much would I need to get?
Sorry, ask that question again. I don't think they heard you.
what rooms would you guys like to stay in?
Oh,
Hmm.
I'd pop down. What would it be?
I
2
have
gold
silver
coins.
per person.
2 silver per person per night.
So,
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Mallow, would you want to split the? You want to split the charge for Jamie's room?
Sure.
Why is it per person? Like, that is not really how hotels work.
Because this is not a hotel. This is an inn, and it is based on beds.
That is like the same. Okay.
Remember how this
Okay.
works?
Actually,
The
contrary to
workhorse
popular
inn.
belief, hotel rooms are
Sorry,
actually
sorry, I
based off
forgot.
room.
You're the DM.
Yeah.
You're the
Also,
DM. Okay,
again-
that is basically the answer to my question.
That's
Yes,
not the reason,
inter-
though. The reason
Yeah.
is because the workhorse inn works on kind of a hostel basis. So there are different houses that used to be priced differently, but now with the rebuild and with several larger houses being built, more of the rooms are more standardized, but they're all designed for individuals. So you pay by bed, even if you're staying with a party. Like, you rent out a
Are the
house,
beds-
but the equivalent would be 2 silver per person per night.
What kind of
Right, that
mattress are
makes sense.
these beds? Are they twin beds or like full mattresses?
Most of them are twins.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, it's like less. Remember last time I told you there's like a master suite and then a couple of smaller beds? It's less of that now and more of like a traditional bunkhouse style situation, basically to fit more people into the same buildings.
Mm.
It also means that you room with strangers kind of like a hostel. But with you guys, there's enough of you to literally buy out an entire house. Like last time.
Okay,
Sorry, go ahead, Morta.
thank you for the clarification, DM. I appreciate it.
You're all good.
It's interesting because in real life hotels are based off of rooms, not beds.
Even though it's
But
literally your job to clarify things, so I don't know what I'm playing.
Yeah. hostels run differently. Anyways,
Also, wait,
Yeah,
hey, DM, sorry, I don't want to keep up too much. I know I mentioned it earlier. Does my by popular demand not do anything?
What do you mean by popular demand?
The feat
Feet?
that I have.
Are you asking
Sure.
about
No.
as far as your passive work is concerned? It is able to get you that job, which pays more.
Okay, cool.
I also
Hey.
have a question. Oh, sorry, God, keep going.
I was gonna say we can discuss it later.
Yes, we can. Again, nobody is
so
currently.
for
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
It's 5 or 6 because Jamie.
6 of you. No, it's counting in character.
Okay. So
That will be a gold and 2 silver.
You see Mallow pass gold.
Same charge tomorrow if you stay. Or I shouldn't say that.
you can pre-book for more days. Just letting you guys know.
Oh, in which case,
Um.
I have an idea. See Mallow take out 5 and say, me book for the entire week.
All right. She holds out her hand.
I'd first try to ask them about it. See what they think about it.
Decisions. All right.
I think we had general acceptance of 5 days at the end, right?
Oh, yeah, that works for me.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me. 5 days is more than enough.
Nice to have
And
time.
And like I said, Mallow, I'll pay for the other half of Jamie. I already put gold down. I already put the gold down for my stay. And gold. How much do I have to pay for 2 silver per night?
Yeah, 2 silver per night for yourself. Jamie pipes up and says, and you know, I can also cover myself once you guys are gone if you cover me for this 5 days.
Oh yeah, I got you for the. Me and Mallow have you. Don't worry, Jamie.
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
No,
And
Jamie, I've been thinking about your gambling success, and I'm not saying this to accuse you at all, but I am just curious. Are you using your magic to affect your gambling success? No
I'm-
judgment if so.
I mean, and he looks over at Morta, like very under his eyelids, trying to see if she's paying attention.
We can have this conversation later.
Yeah, that probably sounds like a better idea.
Huh.
Good on you, lad.
All right.
I mean, there are worse ways.
Honestly, I have to say it's pretty respectable.
So the money is handed. It's the opposite of respectful. So the money is handed over. That makes them for the day. Could I get a perception from Mallow, please? Actually, no. Could I get a medicine from Mallow?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Medicine.
Medicine, big
All right.
boy.
medicine.
Medicine, big boy.
You better roll good here. We got a doctorate.
17.
Oh, damn, that's actually pretty good.
You've
Not
been
bad.
around quite a few sick people. First is the crack cough with Thorin. Now, you come back and Judas is constantly complaining about his bitch-ass migraine. And you're like, man, you're just in a medical mood and your brain is in that way. And as you're like looking and you're handing over this money to Morta, you're like, that pallor isn't natural. That's also probably a sign of some sort of sickness or illness.
Morta, apologies if this is prying, but are you feeling?
She takes a second to gather herself because she's been poker facing. If you ever held in your nausea before, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's nothing more than usual.
Is this
More
a
than
common thing
usual.
for you?
Nothing more than usual. And she hits you with the kind of like little bit of a grimace, smile, and nod.
Okay, very well.
She looks kind of from a pale blue to a slight tinge of other color hitting her cheeks as she stands around the table.
Greenish
Is
white.
it a vertigo or something?
She's trying not to think about it right now. You can see her locking in. She kind of stiffens her face ever so slightly to tank the nausea.
If
Uh,
you need,
Yeah,
I
you
am a
swollen. You're as
doctor.
purple as a...
Thorin gets the hand and drops it.
Drops what?
There's a moment of anxious silence.
Drops
Drops the subject.
conversation.
Oh, okay.
She's beginning to sweat a little bit, and she has her hand out, still waiting for the gold.
Understanding that she probably doesn't want to talk about whatever is ailing her, unlike someone in the party.
As someone who has recently been hassled by the party mom, I understand.
I'm sorry. I'm on the clock, sir. Can I please have the payment?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
All right. So Mallow, you pass over the money. You're shown to your rooms. It's honestly the same ones as last time. That same Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, as you enter the room, she fucking runs. She's hit her limit. She's gone.
Okay.
And you hear a distant as she struggles to like upheave her lunge.
You see Mallow immediately look towards Shala and just knowing, just basically giving the look of, you know what happened.
What did Charlotte do?
Shala looks back at you
Oh,
in
boy.
confusion.
She did, right?
Dog ate my homework.
Damn. Officer, arrest that dog.
Also,
Basically,
Salem
Mallow's
getting
just
into the
trying to
room.
keep
Immediately
Shala
before-
from trying to eat the furniture again.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, God.
It's
Salem
fairly
figures that whole
comfortable.
thing.
It's fairly comfortable like last time. And Salem, you're able to claim yourself the biggest, most comfortable bed.
He immediately just is like, yep, this bed, the nicest one I think I can find. This one's mine. Fuck all y'all.
What? This is not the same room we stayed in last time, right?
Yes, it is actually.
Oh, it is. All right. The Orc and Shala go to the exact same spot.
The corner on the opposite side of where Jamie is sitting in one of the big back chairs, and that leaves the remaining 3 beds to Judas, Thorin, and Mallow, as Salem has taken the largest one.
Of course.
Mallow is going to probably go back to that same, like, duvet or ottoman.
Yep.
that
Well,
he
no,
was at.
there is a bed for you. There's 4 beds in here, so.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Again, like I said, it's been increased in the amount of people who can stay in each room. So, as you guys make yourselves comfortable, you can offload a good amount of your equipment here, because, again, it's relatively safe. It's got a lock. Nobody comes in here if they're not able to get a key, or if they're not able to break in like that last guy.
Huh.
And what would you guys like to do next? I believe we wanted to go to the curious and incurious goods.
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, wait,
Yeah,
what time is it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Currently, it would be sometime around 6 in game. So you guys have about an hour before the
Getting a
procession.
little- Yeah, so we got like an hour before the procession, probably about 2 or 3 hours before we start heading, like,
To bed.
heading out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heading to bed. All right.
10 o'clock is what I assume a normal person would go to bed.
Yep, so you guys walk down the road from the Workhorse Inn down to Curious and Incurious Goods. Now, Curious and Incurious Goods from the outside are a pair of large black and gray painted buildings that now dominate the street access from the Royal Apartments. The Royal Apartments have been much more filled out. You can see solid, about 10 to 15 foot high walls made out of stone. It looks kind of like a mini keep or castle in the middle of the city. You can also see the large tower, which has been surmounted with a massive bonfire that helps light the area. And you can see both a back keep area and what looks like a courtyard and tower in the front. So there's some space for, like, stabling, but also for just, like, assembly and things of that nature. Mostly for the guards and stuff like that. Now, the sign of the conjoined buildings, which are, again, 3 levels with a hallway on each level connecting them, declares Curious and Incurious Goods. They have 2 separate entrances, so which one would you like to go into?
The curious side.
The Curious
Yeah.
side?
I am
Absolutely.
curious.
All right. So, you enter into the left side, into Curious Goods. As you enter, on the ground floor, you can see a black dyed-haired dwarven woman with heavy tattoos and boots, all black
Oh my
clothing, a whole
I'm
bunch
tapping my
of
banner.
a whole bunch of leather and various other sundries. But the main thing that you can tell immediately about Curious Goods is that these are all imports. Everything here is imported from outside of Utgard. You can see specialties from Kalimshan, quite a few things actually from Kalimshan. You can see quite a few dainties brought in from Waterdeep or from Baldur's Gate. Even a couple of specialty wines or books from Luskan libraries have been brought in. Most of these things are not extremely expensive, but they do have a wide variety of items, and they come in 3 major types. The woman reaches up an arm and waves at you guys from behind kind of a short desk, hops down from behind it. The place is basically empty other than you guys and her, and she walks around. She is a dwarf. And she holds out a hand and says, "Hi there, hey, Eric Shell. Pleasure to meet you. Welcome to Curious Goods."
My lord.
Hi. Oh, Salem. Oh,
Oh,
do you
sorry.
want to go first, or do you mind if I?
I was just gonna say. That's all.
You-
My name's
Salem. And Salem introduces himself. I am Salem Pliskin, and you are.
Shell, like I said, Eric Shell, pleasure to meet you. Come on in. We're all specializing in imports. We're the official importer of all of Utgard now, as per our deal with the administration. So if you'd like to come in, we got 4 sections to the store on this level. One of them is mundane goods over there. She points to one corner, about a third of the shop. That one is combat related. As I can see, you are contract workers. I'd be just happy to show you what we have in store for you folks. And then the last section over there, other than some of the turn-ins and resales, which we do as well. My sister does resale, but I specifically do also accept foreign goods if you'd like to put them on offer or sell them at the shop. The last one is for non-common goods, aka of the more magical or abnormal persuasion. You're welcome to take a look through there as well.
I see.
Well then.
You all are not from around here, I see, so is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Well, I'd say weapons, armor, anything that can make an enemy bleed.
Mhm.
Or
I
keep me
am-
from bleeding.
I am against the idea of also buying books.
Sure. Books are perfectly fine. We've got a nice selection over there. If you're looking for weapons in particular, what specifically were you looking for?
I was looking maybe to get.
Magical, non-magical, does it matter to you? What's your
I'm
budget
not
look
opposed
like?
to magic. Salem just kind of looks in his looks at his coffers, and it's like, I have a total of 32 gold.
I can get you something for that, a steal, but it might cost you all of that if you don't mind.
Could we maybe work out a deal?
Oh, it depends. What are you offering? How about I show you the merchandise first while your friends take a look around?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do should I do like perception checks to look around what's like available while they're
Absolutely. You can split up and look at all the different stuff. Matter of fact, if you're looking for anything in particular, you can make me a perception check. That is your prerogative.
I'm happy to do the
I
same,
don't-
honestly.
I'm gonna add a
Yep.
D4 to that.
And also, hey, Luke.
Yes?
I see. I think I see what we were talking about with some of the characters. I like it.
Deal with it.
No, I like it.
I told Piper about this earlier. I gave Piper the lowdown a little while ago. All right, Elric,
The goth shopkeepers.
I literally said I've added Goth Baddie twins to the campaign.
I already have.
Okay, so hey, Piper.
So
Yeah?
specifically,
That's why I
Shake
was
on
tapping my
what-
boner.
before we fall into the debauchery that is you absolute jagoffs, let's start with the individuals who are looking for real things at this actual store that I made. For Ilric, what section are you looking in? There's a mundane goods. Again, most of this from Erica Shell from Curious Goods is imports to the island of Utgard. There is also one for combat-related goods, a small one for arcane goods, and then there is a resale section where essentially she's taken things that people have or want to resell, essentially a pawn quarter, where people have pawned off things into the shop that are foreign. So which of those sections are you looking at?
With Ilric's budget at the moment being a total of about 14 gold and change, he's looking at the pawn shop.
Yep. So on the pawn shop side of things, there's not much. There are a couple of things that catch your eye with a 25. One of them actually looks kind of interesting. It looks like a normal bedroll, but you can see that the outer shell of it is coated in this waxy canvas-like substance that is very, very thick and bulged, and it's also quite colorful. It looks kind of reddish and gold, almost like an image of like a dragon's scales. It's quite fancy looking.
He takes up the corner of the
bedroll.
Bedroll, thank you.
It's a bedroll or a blanket for you.
It's like he's in Bed Bath & Beyond, just checking out like a fucking blanket or something. He asks the attendant, what does this do?
She's currently busy with Salem at the moment, but it does actually have a label on it, and it is labeled waterproof bed satchel. So it is a bedroll that has been waterproofed with wax and basically impregnated with a layer of water-resistant material.
Wait, what?
Calm down, Piper.
So it's essentially it is an oilcloth wrap that prevents you from getting like soggy or wet inside of it. If it rains, you can stick inside of it and stay warm. That kind of thing. It is also
not
relatively
a bad deal.
warm. Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Absolutely.
It's pretty solid
honestly,
for some areas. Yeah.
He's gonna take that and I guess go to the register.
It is marked as 10 gold, and you can wait by the register for when she's done helping out Salem.
Beautiful.
All right. Mallow, you don't find anything. I mean, you're not the most prolific reader in the world. You find a lot of things that are like dry-ass treatises, a lot of naval textbooks. It looks like somebody donated a whole shipment of like navigational textbooks and some how-to guides on how to sail to this place, and they've been henceforth sold as like books for normal people in the mundane goods section, but really nothing that would interest Mallow, unfortunately.
Yeah. Is there anything involving weapons that might be there?
Yeah, you can go over to weapons in the next section. That's its own separate thing. You can roll a d20 for that.
Okay.
And then we'll get to Salem, I promise. 15?
Yeah.
With a 15, you find a couple more things similar to your own weapons, but interestingly enough, you see a weapon that is very, very familiar with you. There is a short spear that is carved and graven in the same aspect as a lot of Luskanite guard spears. So it has the same kind of utilitarian squared-off butt spike that's designed for pushing ice, and some heavy warm wraps around the center that have been like done up in elk skin and some fuzzy pelts or hair around them to help keep your hands warm when you're sitting on them at night and it's cold out in the Luskan darkness. So it is a guard's spear from Luskan. You're not sure if it's been pawned off or if it's been imported because, some sort of guard weapon might be necessary, but it reminds you of home because this is the kind of weapon that you would have been equipped with while you were doing that job.
You'd see Mallow basically take it in one hand and kind of just holding it to kind of get used to a bit of the weight of it, and from that, he just kind of looks like he's just reminiscing for a while.
Yeah, it is a comfortable feeling, no question at all. All right, so as you are enjoying the nostalgia of the moment, Erica is bringing Salem up to speed on how much exactly 32 gold is going to get you. She gestures to 3 major items. She pulls them down one at a time. One is a ring, one is an arrow, and the final one is a very short dagger. She says, here's what I have in stock. Now, that's not to say that things won't change. Almost everything around Curious and Incurious is always on the up and up. We try and get rid of all inventory in a short period of time so that we can keep turnover high. Now, Arca and I, we were running almost the exact same scheme back in Memon, but it is just as profitable here because almost everything that comes to this island is an import. And as we are the only licensed importers in the entire city, we're fit to make quite a bit off of this place, so you're welcome to take a look at these. This here, and she points to the ring, very, very helpful. It's a bit of a doozy. How good of a swimmer are you?
Terrible.
Terrible?
I hate the water.
Absolutely not a problem. This will provide you with a slow, but a basic modicum of skill with swimming. So you're not going to be as fast as you would be on land, but you're not going to drown because you don't know how to swim. Effectively, it gives you a 10-foot swim speed.
Oh shit, that's actually pretty sweet.
That is a little bit outside of your price range, but we do offer 2 different prices. We offer layaway, and we also offer store credit.
Huh.
It is on a payback basis. I know you're on contract, I can tell. If you're on contract, we can set up a payment date for when you know you're going to get back. There's only a slight charge for that. because, we don't know if we're going to lose out on the investment. We'd prefer that you pay half up front at the very least. This, specifically the ring, is about 45 gold pieces. So you can pay for that right now and walk out with that on your finger, go to the beach, have a great time. The other option...
I don't think I'd be going to the beach anyway. I'm not great around water.
There's always
Just
time to
in
practice. I got you, but there's always time to practice.
What, you're going to teach me?
I can swim, actually. Memon is quite close to the coast, so I am a little bit more experienced than the average dwarf in the water.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, and this is a lovely place to swim.
About dwarves. I'm also curious about dwarves. Back where I'm from, I didn't talk to a lot of dwarves.
Well, no offense, but where exactly are you from?
Waterdeep.
Oh, yeah, so you're not too far off, but Waterdeep, very small dwarven population. Honestly, the first time I came here, I mentioned to my sister Arica that there were probably more dwarves in Mistmore than there is in the entirety of Waterdeep.
Huh. Interesting.
But if you don't mind me saying, if you're not interested in this, I could offer you the other two, and you don't even have to finance either of them. So this...
The dagger?
Yes, the dagger is a little bit pricey. I'm willing to give you a discount. It'll be all your gold, 32. Normally it would be 35, but as you're a first-time customer and you're a contractee, I'm well aware that you're going to be back. So I'll offer you a discount on that. For the other one, and she holds up the arrow, and you can see at the very tip of it, there's this glass ampule that is carrying this tiny little invisible back and forth reverberation, almost like the air currents of a shockwave going through the inside of this ampule. She says, quite dangerous. This has the effect of a single-use shatter spell.
Oh my god.
Fire this at a target, it's a significant amount of sound and noise and damage. It'll destroy itself, and you do have to hit, but it is a very effective weapon, and you can walk out here with this for only 22 gold pieces.
Now that sounds like a bit of a steal, but this dagger, is it just nice? Or is there more to it?
Much better honed edge, precision crafted by Callum Shan Smiths. Guarantee you could take the hair off an oxen's ass 50 feet away. In specific, it is a +1 dagger.
Oh. Would that be doing more damage than my current rapier?
It would do more consistent damage, but probably not than a rapier. So a +1 dagger is just +1 to attack and +1 to damage.
Yeah, so that would be
a d4 plus 1 plus your dex.
Yeah, so d4 plus...
That would have the same average damage as a rapier, but
it's a dagger.
Would have a lower will have a lower damage ceiling.
Yeah, but it is also higher to hit, so
that
may not be bad to maybe trade it out.
I mean, you could also use it as an offhand. A rapier is only a one-handed weapon.
Oh, I can use.
Dude, the most common dueling outfit of equipment in the Renaissance was dagger and rapier.
Oh yeah, right.
Like that was the build.
Was it like the second?
That was meta.
What did the second most common be? Like buckler? Like
no, it was actually cloak and rapier.
Cloak and rapier. Maybe I need to get my boy like a good dueling cloak.
I mean, this is the place to get it. You can get mundane goods, but Incurious might actually be better for that if you want it to be a little cheaper.
Well, I can maybe ask. I noticed this could be a good offhand, but do you have any cloaks? I am curious.
What I'd recommend, my sister's going to have that. She'll take stuff from all types of individuals. Seamen, sailors, all different types of travelers. She'll buy up anything that's available. That's why it's Incurious goods. Your everyday, your mass stocked, anything that's produced on this island, she's got dozens of from a bunch of different manufacturers. She's also got a good amount of food, which we don't have here. And a good portion of that, she actually makes herself. She's very, very talented in the arts and crafts department, which I do not share. I'm more in the sales side of things. She's resale.
I can tell. Well, this dagger would be nice. 32 gold is expensive. No way I can cut that down any further?
Well, like I said, you can take it on layaway and you can pay for it later, or you can take it on credit. Credit requires that you pay half up front. Layaway says that you pay a gold a day.
Out of character, guys, I really do think we should start getting a house, since that's going to take some time.
Sorry, I shouldn't say not a gold a day. It's 10% of the value of the item per day, so that's on layaway. Both of them come with a slight upcharge.
Rather than just buying it outright.
Yes, because that's how financing works. If you choose to not pay the full price up front, it will cost more in the long run.
I'm buying it with Klarna.
I'm buying it with shitcoin. What do you mean you don't take Bitcoin?
I may have to say things are a bit pricey right now. Maybe just have to do another mission and see what you got next time.
Of course, my pleasure. And if you'd like more mundane equipment, anything that you see around here, Arica definitely sells it.
Well, it certainly gives me a reason to come back here. Maybe we'll be able to talk more.
My pleasure. I'm always here. We're always open. I live just above the shop, so you can come in day or night, ring the bell, and I'll be happy to help you out. Oh, and if you need to send away for things on the continent, I can technically do that too, as we are the only importer legally on the island.
Huh. Well then. Well then.
Is there anything else I can do to help you folks? She looks around to the rest of the people.
You just see Mel say, how much for this?
Oh, spear?
Yes.
Well, how much do you have?
25.
25? I'll take that for 12.
Acceptable.
Absolutely deal, no problem. You bring that right over here. Would you like it wrapped, or would you like a strap for it?
Sure, could I get a strap for it?
Absolutely, no problem. No upcharge there as well. Again, you are first customer, so just come on in, pass that over. She takes it behind the desk, and you watch as she takes a few seconds sorting through a big bag of like leather strapping and containing that she clearly has sourced from somewhere, hooks up 2 straps, one to the head of the weapon with a kind of thing to go over the tip, and then one to the butt of the weapon, and hands it back to you and says, "Thank you very much for your business. Come back to Curious Goods and or Incurious Goods whenever you have the notion." Mr. Mallow, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. Anybody else? I saw you were eyeing that there wonderful little sleeping bag, Mr. She looks down at Yelric.
Oh, yes, I'd like to have this.
Okay, that's not a problem at all. That you took from the resale, right? That's pawned off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that will be 4 gold pieces, please.
Very good. He produces them.
Thank you very much. You wouldn't like that wrapped and rolled for you? Do you have a backpack? I could attach it to it for you if you'd like.
It's no problem. I got it.
Alrighty, thank you very much. And she looks over and like gives a little curious look to Shala, like almost a look of recognition, and says, "How about your friend there? What does she need?"
She's fine. She'll be the one using it.
Oh, well then, blessings to you.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Y'all take care then if that's all you need.
Well, I'd like to look at the arcane goods, please.
Oh, of course. My pleasure. What would you happen to be looking for?
Oh, nothing in particular. Well,
I mean, you're a contractee. You're going into the deep, dark places. You're a dwarf, of course, so I'm sure you can see. But this might be of some use to you, of course. She holds up the ring and says, "Can you swim?" I thought it might be the same thing with you in Salem.
well, actually, do you have anything of
And he kind of lowers his voice of
Imascari origin?
She like blinks her eyes a little bit and says, "Sorry, I'm not sure if I recall. Who would those be, or where would that country be?"
Never mind.
Let me roll a history real quick. That's a D100, you idiot.
Oh, damn. You got a 1.
I got 141.
Holy shit, you got a 16
Yeah.
still though.
She shakes her head and says, "Sorry, I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that society, but I do have quite a few other things if you're just looking for arcane materials. You don't strike me as much of a wizard, but I do have some things that a wizard might use."
All right, I'll take a look.
All right, so she pulls out a sheaf of scrolls from a big scroll case, and she says, "These are all imported from the College of Waterdeep, one of the most astute and assiduous magirial colleges on the entirety of the Sword Coast. There are 5 of them in total. One of them, I'm afraid, is a little bit out of your price range, and I think that one's going to get sold here quite quickly. Her ladyship, the Queen Mother, was interested in it, and I think it's going to go. But no problems there, not a worry for you."
Which scroll is that?
Oh, this one here. Not really my thing. I can't read Draconic, but I think if you're trained in the arcane arts, you might know it well enough. And she holds it out to you.
Do I know Draconic?
Yeah, do
No,
you
I
speak
do not.
Draconic, or do you have Arcana trained?
I do have Arcana trained.
This is a spell scroll of Hold Monster. Pretty high level one, too.
That sounds pretty solid, not gonna lie.
I'm-
How much is that being sold for?
I'm making a mental note of that.
She said it was outside of your price range, and she was not kidding. It's upward of 60 gold.
I know, but I'm making mental note of the fact that the ladyship wanted it.
Fair enough. And she holds out the other four and says, quite a simple one here. This one allows you some ability to understand and speak with other creatures. I believe it's referred to colloquially as tongues. This one here, quite useful as far as preparation of a campsite or something like that. It's referred to as glyph of warding. And then I have two simple ones. One of them is the light cantrip, and the other one is the cantrip for dancing lights. Both useful in exploration, but also just a good party trick for kids and things of that nature. Those are on the cheap side. I'd be willing to part with them for a handful of gold.
All right. Do you have any other arcane, like more on the equipment end?
Yeah, well, I have that shatter arrow, what I showed to Salem. If that's not necessarily your speed, I suppose I could go up into the storeroom and take a look. And would you like to roll me a d20?
Yeah, that would be great.
Go ahead.
D20.
12.
Well.
Yeah, she goes up and she says, well, and you can hear her through the walls, well, I don't think you'd be all that interested in light. You seem to be fine for that as a party. Let me see here, let me see. Oh, this might be more your style. And she comes down and she's wearing a large metallic gauntlet, which massively dwarfs her arm. Like, it goes all the way up to her elbow, basically. It's obviously designed for a human. And she says, this might fit you better. You're a strapping man. And I'd say that this is very useful if you like to, you know, she like pantomimes punching with her fists. Very, very useful for striking things with great force. So quite helpful with that. It deals quite a bit of extra damage to things that are, you know, basically resistant to other things, because it's got a little bit of a shockwave to it. I'm not going to do it in here because there's a lot of fragile things in here, but it's very, very powerful. It's a Thunderstrike Gauntlet.
Wow.
It turns your unarmed strikes into a d6 +1 thunder damage.
That would be insane on a monk. Holy shit.
Yeah, it is a very good monk weapon.
Oh, please.
Until you hit higher levels, yeah.
Do you have any shields? The arcane nature.
Shields of an arcane nature. I'm sorry, but I don't think I have anything like that in stock. You could ask Arica, but her magical supply is even more limited than mine, and most of her magical supplies are homemade. Like I said, she's more of a craft-worthy sort. She might have something that you can put on your shield. I know that she has some applicable potions, if you'd like to try that.
That sounds interesting. I'll take a look for certain.
Of course, she's always happy to get business. You know, in Curious Goods doesn't really strike as much of a chord as Curious Goods, and we're both heading out for the, for the parade in a couple of minutes here. She checks, like, one of the clocks on the walls.
Parade?
Yeah, the procession with the royal family and all.
We, as a group?
Procession? Is someone getting coronated?
Well, I suppose you could call it that, but that young man, what's in charge of the whole clan now, it's going to be the first time that a lot of folks have seen him, and his mother's only been seen a couple of times. That brother of his is all around town, but it's the first time we've seen the royal family all together, to my knowledge. I've only been here for a couple of weeks, and they were building my shop for most of that.
Well, when is that? I'd like to see that.
Like I said, maybe about 20 minutes it'll start out from the gate there behind you. And she points across the street to the royal apartments.
Well, thank you. I must say, quite a beauty.
Oh, thank you very much. Do you want to roll persuasion for me?
Yeah.
No, fuck. I'm not gonna roll good on this persuasion.
You better watch out there, puppy.
Yo!
16. You see the faintest ghost of a blush, but she still is a very professional businesswoman. She bows at the waist and says, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it from a heroic dwarf such as yourself, and I'll take it as a good sign that you'll be back to do more business.
Oh, heroic. I don't know about all that.
You're on contract. That's heroism. You're out there putting your life on the line.
I don't know. But thank you.
Of course. My pleasure. You all take care now. And I'll let you guys get out, unless there's anything else we'd like to do at Curious Goods before we head over to Incurious Goods.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Hyper really going for Erica, I guess that'd be.
Yep. So, as you guys filter into Incurious Goods, you can see...
I wasn't gonna hit on the other one, too.
As you head over to...
you bastard!
As you head over to Incurious Goods, you incalculable rogues, This building has a much more dingy, serious atmosphere. It feels much more like any other pawn shop that you've been to. The biggest difference is the woman sitting behind the desk, or rather sitting on top of the desk, and what she's currently working on. You can see a woman in a much less punk goth, and much more trad goth uniform. So, pale makeup, dark eyeliner, much heavier, almost gothic style boots, dress, and instead of the green stone cane, she's got a black stone cane. This is apparently Araka shell, and she looks up as you come over, and the bell rings, and she says, "Hey, I heard that you were all coming over. Assume my sister sent you off with something? What can I do for you?"
Hello. Do you guys have access?
Axes?
Yes.
What kind?
Preferably just a hand axe.
Hand axe. Give me a second. Do you want normal or not normal? We've got ones for throwing, is my question.
Just a normal.
Normal, okay. Yeah, here. They're, again, couple uses old, but take a look. And she hands you over another short battle axe. It is fairly normal. It has definitely seen some wear, but you can see that it's been lovingly polished and the blade has been sharpened and oiled. Clearly a lot more elbow grease has been put into these goods rather than the import goods, which kind of stand on their own. Araka obviously being much more of a resale place. She's taken effort to bring these things back up to a sellable state. She looks over as you're looking at it, says, "You looking for more than one?"
Probably just one. Lost mine in the Underdark.
Oh, contract. Yeah, fine. 6 gold, or 5 gold, 5 copper.
Alright, can you break down a code?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, thank you.
Come on over. And she walks you back behind the desk, and heavy thump of boots as she pushes herself back up. You can see what she was working on behind the desk was like a series of alchemical beakers that are actively being like heated or cooled or tinctured into one another slowly. You watch as she like fiddles with one of the titration setups that she has as she gets you your change out of the register. Here.
Thank you.
Thanks for shopping. I appreciate it. Is there anything else I can get you?
Apologies if this is prying, but what were you working with on the tinctures?
Couple of things. I get in a couple of unknown or unidentified drugs or potions every now and then. I have to check on them, and I have enough alchemical skill to figure out what they are, but I need to spend some time testing the more complicated ones. I don't want to be selling bunk merchandise, and, you know, some people come in here trying to just offload shit. They don't know what it is, so they just kind of toss it at me, tell me it's a health potion, and all of a sudden turns out to be poison. I want to make sure that doesn't happen to anybody.
That happened a few times.
Yeah, it's tough, especially with the market being as it is. Everybody's trying to get their hands on good stuff, and nobody wants to pay a good price. So they end up getting bunked, and they send it here. Speaking of which, by the way, what can I help the rest of you with? I can see that, I mean, if you came over here, you obviously came here looking for something, so what?
I was looking maybe for a dueling cape.
Cape? Cloak? Does it matter? Full shoulder or no?
Cloak, if you could.
There's an elf who left
Maybe
something
something with
behind.
elfhood.
Do you want something, Elven? Do you care?
I don't care that much. No,
Okay.
I don't care that much.
Give me a second. I'm gonna go find something. I remember I shoved it in a box somewhere. And she goes up to the top floor. Doesn't shout down to you guys, just rummages around before she pulls something out of a container. Walks back down and says,
Huh.
"Try this out." And it's a
He kind of...
it's a much shorter dueling cloak. The outside is pitch black. The inside is this purplish, like, mauve burgundy red. It's clearly fitted for a much smaller creature, but she says, "Try suturing it around your neck and hold it over one shoulder."
Am I able to just kind of do that?
Yeah. So essentially you have 2 laces. You can hook up one beneath your arm, one above your shoulder around your neck. And it drapes down over your right side, so over your non-dominant side, down to the hips, or down to your upper knees. She said, "Yeah, I thought that might work. Some dwarf left it behind, and I thought it might have fit somebody else as more of a dueling or half cape or half cloak. You don't really seem like you're too worried about the rain, you know, going into the Underdark. How often is that going to be a problem?"
Right. I mean, it does sometimes rain in the Underdark, as far as I've read, but it's more that water from the top level of the... whatever.
Well, the problem is you can't actually dry your stuff in the Underdark, yes? No sunlight to dry it out in.
Well, you don't necessarily need sunlight to dry things out. You just need warmth and a fire. I mean, there's plenty of species and people down there who have learned to survive.
I can tell you from experience, it is sometimes just easier to freeze something than it is to try to dry it.
Yeah, so just
Anyway,
trying to
should-
avoid either of those considerations. You taking it or no?
How much?
Gold and a half.
Not bad. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's a cloak. Go ahead. You want it bagged up?
No, I think I'll just wear it out if that's all right.
Cool. No problems. How about the rest of you? Anything I can help you out with? If you're looking for anything, well, medical or magical, I have a couple of things in the back that might be helpful for you.
Looking for anything? I think I was looking for you.
Is that in character?
Whoa.
Come on. Hey, Piper, come on. Leave one for
What did it sound like?
You know what? You're entirely right. She looks over at Thorin with just kind of an askance look and says, "Well, you found me. What do you want? I'm not that hard to find." She's looking at Thorin specifically.
Look, Thorin, I think
Man, I was not-
your depth on this one.
That is a fucking Stonewall response to that.
Arica is not her sister.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Thorin, I think it is best that you apologize. Just drop it that way.
I mean, I'm not offended. I just would like to know, If you're here to sell, I'm happy to do that, but, you sound like you're interested. She kind of makes a squeezy face, like, narrows her eyes and pushes her lips forward. Kind of like dirty word, interested.
Mm.
Oh no, the woman is assertive. Thorin's scared.
Oh no, the table is tabled.
The turns have tabled. Arica's not a happy, bubbly goth. She's a real one.
No.
This has just never happened to me in real life, so I don't know.
Sometimes you just
shit.
gotta roll with it.
Welcome
figure it
to
out soon.
D&D.
Look, I am sorry, Arica. I think my friend is just a little out of his depth here.
A little out of
So
my
he's
depth.
not
I think
outside
I'm
of his depth as
perfectly
he
in my
is in
depth.
the Underdark.
Yeah, she rolls her eyes and looks over at you and says, "Yeah, I was gonna make Underdark pun, but I felt like it'd be a little bit too on the nose. So, are you here to buy something?" And she looks back to Thorin. "You do look like you could use some things that I have."
Don't I know it?
Yeah.
Mm,
This
well,
might help you a bit. And she reaches back and pulls out a big brown beaker flask.
Brown beaker flask?
Yep, it's about a liter of liquid.
Wow.
It looks
That's
like
a big ass flask.
Yeah, it looks like a beer, but it's the color of gravy.
Ew.
what is that?
For once, I wish I could just let you guess, but I have some amount of restraint. It's a potion of dwarven kind. Might help you get more, bold, or whatever it is you think you need.
I thought that was a
Bold.
useful feature of dwarves.
Trying not to
Hello.
laugh others.
What does that even mean?
I think you just could use maybe a little bit more charisma.
Would you? Can you do an Arcana to see if you know what a potion of dwarven kind is?
Oh, me?
No,
Yeah,
I'm talking
sure.
about Thorin.
All right.
Oh!
Mm.
Negative. Damn!
You don't get the tacit insult of her saying you're not dwarf enough. You're just like, oh, she's giving me something that makes me bolder. That's encouragement. So you take it the wrong way.
Oh man, this is just like real life.
Thorin is just like me for real, for real.
Oh, this
My
isn't-
God. Okay.
This isn't fun anymore. This is supposed to be
does it for you?
escapism.
It is escaping
Well, I'm
because
not exactly escaping. I'm already an alcoholic.
Plump.
Any response to the offered potion?
Anyway. How much for the potion?
1 gold. You guys seem like you're, coming here second, so I assume she cleaned you out.
No, actually, surprisingly, I don't think she won me over with her charms. Can't say the same for my friend over here, but so it goes.
She looks at you askance and says, "It's not her charms I would expect to clean you out, it's her prices."
Good point. She charged me 32 gold for an admittedly nice dagger, but I don't think I could go for that.
Yeah, well, that's why you go to her first, and you come over to me when you want a bargain.
What if I wanted to go to you first?
You save a lot of money that way, and I guess you might get a little bit of a different clientele. I deal in a lot of things that I make myself, as opposed to things that just get brought in. So, less uniqueness, more consistency. I guess that's an advantage.
It's fine handiwork, I have to admit. Somewhat
Thanks.
reminds me of home.
Oh? And where's home for you?
Waterdeep.
Oh, yeah. I went up there for a bit. It's a nice town.
Yes, it's certainly a nice place.
Nice. We're from Memon, both of us. Though, well, I only came back and went into business with her a couple years ago. I was a bit of a wanderer. We're, twins, obviously. But, yeah, good business here, so decided to make the move.
I don't know if I had been able to tell. You seem like the prettier one.
Persuasion.
Oh, come on.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
Oh, yeah!
It's happening again.
There's almost like a momentary silence where you're like, oh no, I'm going to get Thorned. And you just get back this single-eyed smirk. It's not a smile. It doesn't show any teeth. It doesn't elevate her face at all, but it's just the tiniest little smirk. And she just manages a little bit of, thanks. But, apart from words, what else are you looking for? I see you have friends here. Anything that I can get for the rest of you?
Would you happen to have antiseptic?
Yeah, sure. No problem. Multiple different types. You looking for something powerful, or are you looking for something multi-use?
Multi-use. It's better that I get multiple uses out of it. The powerful stuff I have to worry about. You have to worry about just doses.
2 silver. It's hard spirit. I didn't brew it myself, but I did get it in from somebody I trust not to have you go blind.
Fair enough. Would you happen to have scalpel?
Scalpel? Yeah. We have a couple of things like scalpels, if you'd like, but I don't know if we have that specific medical tool.
Okay, that's fair. It's
Good deal. Okay, that's a gold piece. A little bit more difficult there.
I can maybe do without a scalpel. Do you happen to have healing potions?
Yeah, several different types. A little bit on the costlier side. What size were you looking for, quality-wise?
I can kind of make up the difference when it comes to most of it. A basic one could. I can make a basic one go for a bit longer. So, feel free to throw the cheapest.
Well, I've got 2 options. One that's a little bit abnormal. Most people don't have it. I've got a 1 popper. Now, your basic healing potion is going to fix up some cuts and scrapes, maybe some scabs, give you back on your feet. This one just gets you back on your feet. And she holds up a tiny little tubule bottle, and then a larger, like, round-bottomed flask that you would expect from something like a healing potion. It says, this one's normal. It'll run you about 23, 22. This one are my little 1 poppers. Only a little bit, but it'll get you back on your feet.
How much for the 1 poppers?
12 gold apiece. Mechanically, they are 2 hit points.
Good deal, I have to admit. But right now, I don't have that kind of gold on me.
Fair enough. I mean, again, I offer the same deals that my sister does. I just don't offer layaway. But I can take
Fair
on
enough.
credit if you'd like.
I think I appreciate it. I try to pay in full when I can.
All right, that's your call then.
All right, thank you.
I'll always have these in stock. Don't worry about it.
Thanks. Could use them later. I'll be here for a while, so if I can get it out of Adolphus, I'll try to. And we need it. I'll try to run by here.
Perfect. Alrighty, what about the rest of you? Anything I can help you with?
Do you have any casual wear shirts? Just a tunic. Nothing special.
Of course, maybe 2 dozen of those. There's a rack over there if you'd like. They're
Cool.
silver and a copper apiece. At least for the good ones. The rest of them, 5 copper.
I'll get him a nice one. I'm gonna pick one out Jamie size, and then I'll.
Okay. Yep, silver and
That's
a
it.
copper apiece for Jamie. Says, thanks, appreciate it. You know, your buddy, he was in here earlier as well, tossing off some stuff that he said your tribe made.
My buddy, was it? Well, who was the individual's name? DM. It was something strong.
Yeah, Harold Strong.
Was it Harold? Harold
Yeah.
Strong?
Yeah, it was. Big guy. Tough looking. Green.
What was he selling?
I think it was some, like, shell necklaces and a couple of fish hooks.
Oh, okay. And out of curiosity, I've heard. I was talking to someone I know around here, and they mentioned something about happening with the tribe. We've been down and under for a week, so it's the first time I'm hearing of it, and I'm just curious if you know anything else before I walk back over to and actually find out what's going on.
Sorry, haven't heard anything. Wish I had, but I really don't get out of here very often.
No, it's all right. Thank you. I hand her the golden, the silver and the copper.
Yep. She nods and takes and says, "Much appreciate your business. You'll be back, I'm sure." Anything else I can get you, folks? She looks over to Thorin again. See if he's got his tongue back.
Do you mind?
No,
do you
I-
have
I'm
backpacks by
right.
chance?
Sorry, one at a time.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm all right.
All right, sounds good. How about you then?
Oh, do you happen to have a backpack?
Backpack? Yeah, sure, no problem. 4 gold pieces. There's like a
Okay,
dozen
I can-
different types.
All right. I can work with that.
I have a couple of other just regular packs if you'd like. Have some stuff in them still from people who used them.
That does sound tempting. What kind do you have?
Well, got a mason's pack, got a sailor's pack, and priest pack. Each of them 8 gold apiece. Can't guarantee
think
that
I'll-
everything in them is in one piece, but I can say that they're at least partially full.
I think I'll go with the basic backpack.
All right, sounds good. Enjoy them.
Thank you.
They're in a rack over there on the wall.
Thanks.
Is that all that we're grabbing for right now?
Yep.
Okay. Arika takes a few minutes, takes your gold, checks that all of the stuff has been correctly delivered, then nods and says, "Sorry to cut it short, but we kind of have to get going. I have to get out to that procession. We're going to be recognized, so, gotta be there."
Understandable.
We'll be going there too, I assume.
Great. You'll
Yeah.
probably see us. They'll shout us out from the crowd, I know.
Well, it'll be nice to see you again in just such a short amount of time.
All right. You all take care. I gotta close up here.
All right.
All right. And she lets you escape. For the moment, from Dragon's Den. From Thorin's Dragon's Den.
You know what? You take this on the chin, though. Some days you shit in the sink, and other days you sink in the shit.
And I will say,
You're right.
nobody has made an irreparable impression so far.
Irreparable is a word.
Yeah, of course. Now, I don't get to do...
None of my impressions are ever irreparable. I can always clutch it up.
Look, hey, you can just. Erica is right there. Look, there's a dwarven baddie, goth dwarven baddie.
Look right across the
door.
street.
Right across the street.
They're twin sisters, guys.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
We'll have one bitch and you can have 5.
Why have what when you can have that?
When is that ever
I
going to
know.
stop anybody?
This is why DMs hate players. All right, so
Yeah.
Yes, understandable.
as
but
we
continue.
close up for the session, is there any last minute
To be
stuff?
more precise,
Yeah,
it's why Luke hates me.
True.
I don't hate you. You just cause me to suffer. All right, so
I don't hate you. I just have my disgruntled.
I am very ungruntled with you at the moment.
Agony.
Ungruntled.
As we leave Curious and Incurious Goods, I will read the box text for the royal procession before we move onward. This is the first time that you have seen any of these people important. Most of you, at least. Now, as you guys leave Curious and Incurious Goods, right across the street, you see the opening of the doors to the royal apartments. These are legitimate castle doors. They are huge, they are wide, and stepping out of them at the head of this procession are 4 mounted individuals. So, only a single day, really the morning of the day after our parties returned from the Grey Zone, word of the royal procession has swept town, and in the afternoon, Clan Cord's 3 leaders, the Cord family, are to appear. Those few who saw them feel jubilant. After all, this is the first that these dwarves have seen hope, and they hope to be one day included in this early dawn within the clan itself. They take their time processing around, the 3 of them taking opposite angles around the central district until they reach the Temple of Images. On the backs of 2 great beasts, you can see 2 hale and healthy dwarven men. One of them is recognizable as Brenoir Cord, mostly because he is not his brother, Braithwick. Braithwick is huge, broad, strong, massive, hairy, ungainly, and he rides a large, green, spitting Feldrake. These dragon-like wingless creatures that stalk along the roadway, and his specifically seems to be particularly ill-behaved, and it leaks a little bit of greenish venom or spit as it walks. Braithwaite himself seems to be in great spirits, wearing mostly fanciful militant garb, kind of like party dress crossed with, armor, essentially. His brother, on the other hand, has quite a few differences. Brenoir, the king of Clan Court, or the king-to-be of Clan Court, is much, much younger. Much darker reddish hair as opposed to the straight blonde of the Lion of the North, as you would know him, which is his brother Braithwaite, and the beast, the Feldrake that he is riding, Tomerit, is much better behaved and also clearly much better controlled. You can see as well that as opposed to Braithwaite, who's still in like the generic garb of a wealthy mercenary, but much more an adventurer, he almost looks a lot more like you guys. Brenoir is dressed like a king. He's dressed with a blue and golden tabard, he has the sash and belt with his clan symbol on it, the snarling dog's head, and his aesthetic is very clearly clean, azure sky blue, teal, and gold. At his hip rides an axe very much like his brother's, just slightly smaller, and one-headed instead of two-headed. Behind each of them, are another two figures. Behind Braithwaite is a large, tall, human figure with a gray swath over his body. All of his equipment and clothing, his ranger-like clothing and cloak, is grayed out, almost made of a feltish material. And he has even a face covering that muffles the majority of his features and makes him almost impossible to see. He is riding a club-neck axebeak, which is this very large dodo-like bird. Following Brenoir, on the other hand, is another hooded and cloaked figure, but this time in royal imperial purple. And you can see the very faintest outline of long, flame red hair with dyed ends or dyed roots towards purple, and this is identifiable as the Queen Mother Invidia Faintess of Clan Court. The Queen Mother, the matron of Clan Court. So, they process out to the Temple of Images, they dismount from their various different beasts of burden, and they take to the stage, with Brenoir being the first to offer his speech, and then that is where we will leave our session. So you guys have gotten your first look at the royal family of Clan Cord. You have Braithwaite Cord, Brenoir Cord, Invidia Faintess, and this Grey Guardian, who seems to be some sort of personal bodyguard. All right, what can I help you guys with anything before we finish off? Because we are now well into about 3 hours of session. I'm sorry about that.
Could I? It's
Not a problem.
Short spear.
Short what?
The spear that I bought.
It's a spear.
Ah, okay.
Oh, also, question about the actual cloak. Does it actually have any mechanical benefit, or
No,
is it just kind of
it is a cloak. It is just a cloak.
Cool.
Very sorry. All right, thank you all very much.
I was curious, but
Say thank you to the fans.
Thank you.
And I
Thank you.
Thanks for
fans.
watching.
Thanks for
We're all-
watching. Let me
I
go
hope,
down all the
like,
way so that we can get to
lot
the
of
credits
you
for
that
artists. Yes, there are a lot. We get like 90 views per video, which is really, really nice, honestly. A lot of people keeping
hey, you
up
know
with
what?
you folks.
I'm good with that.
I am
It's
very
great to
good with
have
that.
everybody.
Now, I thank you all very much for watching. Remember, be quiet for the credits. And I wish you all a lovely good night.